Where do I start? Where do I start? I mean, I can start at the beginning, or I can just skip to the end because they both just as good. I mean, I've opened this room now for about 3 years. I've been making these videos for over 15 years. And I don't care if nobody comes in tonight. What's up, Hussein? I'm going to just keep it open. This is the... How long have we waited for that? Seriously, how long have we waited for that? I never imagined that could happen in my life after all those years at the hands of that team. I could have never imagined. And for the quarterback that we have, for the team that we have against that team, that organization, after going and righting the wrong in New England, and to hear all the BS about that team and their culture and how that can't happen again and how Belichick is a fucking genius. He's like that. Who's that wizard from the fucking movie, the Lord of the Rings, whatever he is. Yeah, we have to hear all these fucking fairy tales about that team. No more. No more. No more. On the heels of them doing, was it the barbershop or something like that? And Shady was there, former linebacker DJ Williams, talking about the cheating that they were doing in Denver when their cameraman got caught. Week 6. Yeah, the Patriot way. The Patriot way, Hussein. Yep. What? Bill Belichick can play for them? He can throw the football, he can catch the football, he can tackle people. All the fucking bullshit we had to hear for all those fucking decades about that fucking team and that fucking guy. It's amazing what happens when you have the better quarterback, doesn't it? Isn't it funny, Hussein, how that happens midnight? It's really funny, like how the game goes. Like it is. What an ass whooping. What a fucking ass whooping. Haven't punted against that team in 8 quarters. 8 quarters? How many touchdowns? Outscored them what? Outscored them what? Only thing wrong that happened tonight is our kicker missed 2 extra points. What we outscored them by? 80 to 38 in the last 2 games. 80 to 38. Unlike Bills teams of the past, under different regimes, these guys know the task at hand. And they understand, accept, and take on that fucking team. Head to head, no problem. All those myths, all that bullshit does not help that team. 12's not a quarterback no more. 87's not a tight end no more. They're not. They ain't coming out of the fucking... They in Tampa Bay. They're so... You listen to their media. Listen to their fans. They still think it's all the same. It's not. It's not. We notice now, Jake, Al, you guys who watched a ton of shit football over the years, Damager, we watched a historic quarterback performance. And you know what I find amazing? I had to sit. I got home after the gym, my usual routine. Sat down right from the beginning of the Cincinnati Bengals and Raiders. Everything I'm gonna talk a lot of shit. I'm gonna talk mad shit, and you motherfuckers better talk shit too. We've been way too humble for way too long. Fuck all that noise. Fuck all that noise. Done with that. Done with that. Everything Joe Burrow did, it was like, oh my God, so amazing. Against the Raiders defense at home, 30 degrees outside, may as well have been like 90 in Buffalo. Go look at what Bill Belichick has done to Justin Herbert, a darling, in the last 2 games they played. Go look at what they did to Baker Mayfield the 2 times they played in New England. They ain't them brutal beatdowns. And I'm not saying those are guys that get mad credit for being better than Allen. Well, not Baker anymore, but Herbert definitely. You go out and look what that kid did tonight. One of the top 5 playoff games ever quarterbacked. Wiped Jim Kelly's name off the top of the record books. His first 5 touchdown performance. The only 5 touchdown pass game in Buffalo Bills history, threw Emmanuel Sanders his first career touchdown. A guy who's played a lot of playoff games and played in Super Bowls. Amazing, amazing performance tonight. Good. Was that after the Kendrick Bourne touchdown? I thought they and Eric, you were there, man. Everybody give a round of applause to Eric because he was there. He was in the house tonight, had a front row seat to watch that shit, and it was nice. It's up on YouTube, Damager. Somebody posted the video. Insane performance. Insane performance. And I didn't see all the media on Twitter going ham over what he did tonight. I saw a couple of people, a couple of talking heads, maybe giving him props a little bit. But all these other ass clowns, all these Patriot Kool-Aid drinkers, all the Joe Burrow nut huggers, all the Justin Herbert dick suckers, they were just kind of like crickets. Didn't say shit. We have 2 things. We got a fucking star at quarterback, right? A fucking unicorn. All the shit Bean took for taking this kid, everybody needs to write that man an apology letter, starting with me. Starting with me. Okay. Him talking about the hand size, playing in the elements, all that stuff. The shit was true. He is Buffalo. Is he not? I've never been there. But that motherfucker fit. That kid was born to play quarterback for this team. Tell me he wasn't. You know, there's that saying, people are, oh, this guy is doing what he was born to do. Josh Allen's doing what he was born to do. It was written in the fucking stars. Number 2, we might have an emerging star at tight end. We might have an emerging star at tight end. Dawson Knox is gonna start. He's a problem. Dawson Knox, that motherfucker's not playing no more. He's just not a bone catcher. That dude is a playmaker. All the fans who pounded the table for Zach Ertz, trade him, take the contract. Nope. They had faith in what they do, faith in their development, faith in the player, and now look. Stud. Everybody contributed tonight. Dig. I mean, can we stop with this J.C. Jackson elite corner shit? Motherfucker, the Bills own your island. You don't have an island. You ain't Darrelle Revis. Okay? Not Darrelle Revis. You got mossed by Dawson Knox. Fucking Diggs ate your lunch again. So Just stop with them fairy tales. I know who Yahweh is. It's funny. It was just to sit and watch that and to know as the game's playing out, like we have our dude is just that much better. And you know what? And I think our team took it personal too, because it was just like the difference. Everybody talked about, well, the difference is Josh Allen. Now our team is just better. Our receivers are better. Look at all, okay, tight ends. Look at all the money. Look at all the money New England spent in tight ends. And the epitome of their game was fucking Hunter Henry, like falling over backwards, wide fucking open at the end zone for the friends and family touchdown. And he just falls on his ass and drops it. Nobody fucking near him. Just boo, boo, boo. It was just a folly reel. That's all. Where's Jonnu Smith? Where's Jonnu Smith? How many million? $40 million for those two? Where was Damian Harris tonight? Where was Ramondre Stevenson? That's what it was. Friends and family touchdown. Thanks for coming, guys. Enjoy your off season. You see all the Patriot fans on Twitter. Outpour us. Wah. Kicking up. That's reality, motherfuckers. Reality is here for you. You might not get back to the playoffs again next year. Know that. You might not get back to the playoffs. Your coach is pushing 70 years old. The man has already stated, I'm not coaching as old as Marv Levy. I'm done. He said that. Now, once that guy goes, all the old, it's all gone. And they couldn't even beat a Miami team to even make it close. They had lost 3 out of the last 4. But all fucking week, all of us had to sit there and listen to the motherfucking talking heads on the radio, on Twitter, how they were gonna figure this shit out for a third time. They ain't got answers for us. They ain't got answers for Josh Allen. He had the prescription for the affliction 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Easy fucking work. Insane. Oh, one more thing. Devin Singletary. Hat fucking tip. Hat tip. That dude is just turned into a player. And he's catching the football, running the football, physically, elusively, finishing his just, again, Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane, dude. You know, this a lot of things fell into place perfectly. And again, guys, no Trey White, and his defense is still, you know, a lockdown defense. The few passes that were given up, there was one that was, I mean, you got to make a money pass, and you can't defend everything because those are NFL receivers. And despite all the shit I'm going to talk, McCorkle Jones is an NFL quarterback. He's not as good as our quarterback, but he's an NFL quarterback. And he had to make the ones that he made, he had to make some hellacious throws to get them off. And even then, where Bills had their fingertips right there, picked them off again twice, by the way. The interception that Hyde made is, oh my God. And let me remind you guys something. Number 1 defense, Damager. Not one Pro Bowler. Not one Pro Bowler on this defense. You don't think them motherfuckers get in that locker room and talk about, we not one fucking Pro Bowler in here? Are you kidding me? What's the point? What's the point of the damn thing? You had Hyde on second team All-Pro, Poyer All-Pro. allowing what was the quarterback rating, a 29 point something. This man doesn't make the Pro Bowl. Tyrann Mathieu off a fucking name recognition. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's insane. It's insane. It was the one throw Hussein where it was Jacoby Myers had to twist around, and my dude Taron Johnson was right there. That was a tough throw. That was a tough throw. What's up, Matt? How you doing, bro? You were at the game, bro? Holy shit. You dude, if anybody got one of them Bills hand warmers, I'll buy it off of you. I want one of them fucking things just for a souvenir. Man, I think you know what, this team, I'll be honest with you guys. We love this team, but they're just down for each other, man. That's what it comes down to, is when you're in that locker room and you're in the trenches, you just like anything, you just down for each other. And they're willing to play hard for one another and lay their bodies on the line for each other and play hard for one another. One doesn't want to let the other down. And that's just the way they play. It was such a, I don't know, man. It can't. I'll give it to certain teams. We had and look at this. Bills only had 2 Pro Bowlers. Josh Allen didn't make the Pro Bowl. Josh Allen did not make the Pro Bowl. Lamar Jackson, who's had one good year, and he finished the year on IR with 13 touchdowns. Was it 13 touchdowns and 14 INTs? The man is 1-3 in the playoffs. Josh Allen just won his 3rd game, has a win over Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Man, the shade is so strong. Josh Allen doesn't even have a better Madden rating than Lamar Jackson. Think about that. Josh Allen's an 86 in Madden. Lamar Jackson's a 91. Not that that matters, but it just speaks to the Bills have to do the job times 2 to even get the same amount of cred that other people do. And that's just the truth. I used to believe it was like an inferiority complex, but now that the Bills are a good team, they've got a legit fucking top 3 quarterback in the league, bar none. Until Justin Herbert can get his team to the playoffs and win games, I don't want to hear fuck all about him. My dude can rack up beautiful stats in the regular season. Take your team to the playoffs and win shit, my dude. Yeah, an 86. Lamar's a 91. Fucking Dak Prescott, who's only won 1 playoff game, has a better QBR than him. Has a better rating than him. There's like a bunch of dudes that do. Now he's in the top 10, but all in all, it's just, yeah, he's 1-2 in the playoffs. Josh had one of the most historic playoff games tonight. Dead ass. It just again. It ain't that's just he's the perfect whipping boy. But he don't give a fuck. That's the beautiful thing. Yeah, fuck the Pro Bowl, Matt. Seriously. The Colts, okay, they beat the Bills down. They had like 7 or 9. They had between 7 or 9 Pro Bowlers, a ridiculous amount. Deservingly so. But, couldn't beat the Jags in Jacksonville. We know how that is. Dude, it's ridiculous, Zach. It's retarded. Like, that's what I mean. That's my point. Like, we know, like, how the hell did the Bills lose to the Jags, Neil? And the Jags lost. The Colts win. The Colts loss to the Jags was a hell of a lot worse than the Bills. I watched that game. I know some of you did too. They got boat raced the whole game. What was the final score? 26-11? Bills go down there and get a field goal. Game is tied. Going to OT. They just punched the ball in when they were first and goal on their first drive. They would have won the game 10-9. Insane. Those are fixed now, Doug. This offensive line and I don't know what it was, but ever since Deion Dawkins got named to the Pro Bowl, and a lot of people were looking sideways at that shit, being like, really? Deion's a Pro Bowler? Even Bills fans, even me, I was kind of like, he hasn't had a good season. He's had an okay season, but it's not been great. That dude has been a Pro Bowl left tackle. Can we all agree? He's been a Pro Bowl left tackle. Like this offensive line, this current five, like everybody's screaming all year for Ryan Bates. It finally got to the point where they had to put Ryan Bates in, unfortunately, for Ike Bucker. He's been very, very solid. Even Bucker was, the way he was playing was solid. He was doing a good job. Bates took Feliciano's job. Harrison Phillips took Starr's job, who got a big sack tonight, by the way, a big sack. That just took the ability for New England to try to score a touchdown and do the double dip right away. They got a field goal, but no 7 for them. No 7. And this is look, you put a perfect thing in there, Doug. And I was talking to a Giants fan today. Their team drafted no offensive lineman this last draft. And their fans, a lot of them were beside themselves. And if you watch that team, that offensive line is a mess. The Bills this year, we knew we needed some help on the offensive line a little bit. They drafted 2 offensive linemen. Think about our offensive line right now. And think about this again in April when you see an offensive lineman get drafted, if they draft one, which I hope they do, without Spencer Brown and Tommy Doyle. Think about our offense without those 2 rookies. I mean, seriously. Morse, excellent tonight. Harrison Phillips, they wanted that run. You could tell our defensive line, the linebackers. I saw Edmonds came downhill on a beautiful tackle on Damian Harris. They tried to do one of those pitches coming towards the screen. If you were watching on TV, which a lot of us were, some of us in here were at the game, Matt and Eric, and he lowered his pads, and that shit was like 2. I thought they were going to get like 4 to 5. That was like just a 2-yard run because of him. I mean, they just played like savages out there. I mean, Eric, you saw it. They were just flying to the ball. It was just, they wanted it. They wanted the Pats to run. What's up, Steve? How you doing, bro? He was amped up after the game, Steve. I saw him walking off the field. There was a few postings. I mean, he posted something and he was just amped up. So I'm just going to assume he was okay. I know Addison had a shoulder, but they just held him out. Hopefully he's fine. There was Pats fans talking shit at halftime in the restroom. They're, oh, please. You know what I thought about that, Matt? I'm thinking there's delusional Pat fans out there that are thinking about that Atlanta game, the 28-3. And I'm thinking to myself, they're so delusional. They are so like, they smoked the hookah way too much, and the shit that they smoked was way too strong in that motherfucker. They burned too hard, and it's fried their brain cells. It's like, you don't realize where you were in the sports world with 12. You have no clue. You were so spoiled. It's over. Gone. Yeah, they forgot it's 2022. And 12's not going to come out of the locker room. You got McCorkle. I don't call him. He don't deserve to get called anything else other than McCorkle. You got McCorkle, and that's what you got. He's a nickel and dimer, and he's inconsistent. He's not very mobile. He needs to be fluffed up, and when you put the game on his plate, even as a rookie, he gonna fuck up. And look what happened to him. There was no way that was going to happen, Eric, and everybody knew it. But you heard, I blew my timeline up on Twitter talking mad shit. I'm taking my victory laps, as all of you should. All of you should take your victory laps, rub it in their face, and don't stop pushing. Make them smell it and make them taste it. Period. How many years? laugh at the Bills, also rant. But no, no more. It's over. Delusional ass motherfuckers believing that that was going to happen. The same thing as Atlanta. You're crazy. You're literally nuts. There's no Gronk. There's no Brady. There's none of it. There's no Gilmore. There's no James White. Everybody who watched that game knows James White probably should have been the damn MVP. You know, and he was that was the most animated I've ever seen Star Lotulelei. I have never seen him so amped up after that. But what I was saying when I opened the room before a lot of you got here, was that former Bills teams used to shrink against the Patriots. They would just wilt. They would find a way to lose. They weren't up for it. And granted, they had Brady. They had all the studs. So the Bills there was many a game that the Bills should have won. And we all know against that team. The opener in 2006, when Lossman takes the safety. The 09 opener in New England, was it on Sunday night? Bills are up by 2 scores with 4 minutes to go and found a way to lose 25-24. There was many a game there was another game in Foxborough, I believe in 2011. They were up 21-0, found a way to lose. They were going to go up 21 or 21-7 going into half in 2012, and then Spiller fumbled. And the Pats knelt down the ball, winning only down 14. Right? Bills score another touchdown, but then they just started turning the football over crazy, and it was over. Oh, he was, Doug? That's crazy. I didn't know that. Apparently Fitz was at the game. Wow. Yeah, but he was moving he felt the rush well tonight. I felt like he got rid of the ball on time. He took the layups, which I love, and I just want him to use this game as a template, because defenses are afraid of you running. They're afraid of you taking shot plays over the head because they know you can do it. They know you can throw to every level of the field, no problem. And those little 5-yard, little 3-yard dunks that can turn into 6s, 8s, or 12s, they're there all day. But you saw it. It's just like once that shit happens, it's over. And then Motor, again, 80-something yards tonight, beautiful. That's it. I believe it was, what was the game that he ran? He had a nice running game, and I said, just this game. Give me this game. And he's delivered it. He don't know yet. He's down for the weather. He's down for the weather. That's for sure. Yeah, Moss got one run, but you know what? Oh, hell yeah, man! I've got to see that parade. I'll definitely be up there to see that parade. Oh, that was nice, Eric. And you saw. You could probably see better because you had some good seats, dude. You posted where you were sitting. You were covered. You were nice. You had a beautiful, beautiful sight line. But even on the TV, we're there and we're getting the jib view. You could see that damn camera on the jib, the spider. Like, the defense was like, every time McKenzie did anything, the defense, you could see like 2 guys be like, they would just shift over a yard or 2. They were shit scared of him. That was a hard catch he had too. That was a very hard catch that he had that Josh put on him. And what's up, Trevor? How you doing, bro? How you doing? It's 1:47. I'm wide awake. I ain't going to sleep. You guys are all fucking studs, hung like horses. Don't give a fuck either. And we're enjoying this. Wow. I mean, I couldn't have scripted it better, man. I couldn't have written a better script. And I was nervous as fuck all week. Nervous as hell. And just like in my head, I'm like, they cannot lose this fucking game, man. They cannot lose this game. They're not losing to this fucking team. They're not losing to this team. No way. I just can't take it. I wanted a 50 burger, dude. Eric, I wanted a 50 burger so bad. I wanted it, but you know what? This was nice. I was really pissed though because NFL.com was Judon even out there? Was Judon even out there, bro? I didn't see him. That's the thing, Neil. NFL.com had Allen at a perfect QBR. I took a picture of it. I have a picture of it. I screenshotted it for the proof. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see it? Damn it, it doesn't translate. Can you see it? I don't know if you could see it. If I hold this still, it's blurry. Fuck. If you can see it, tell me. See, 158.3. You see it? He didn't throw another pass. Right? They had him at a perfect QBR. Then all of a sudden, within the span of, I want to say 45 seconds, I'm going to show you again. They had him at a perfect QBR. 158.3 is the perfect QBR. Then within the span of 30 seconds, they changed it. See? 157.4. They just changed it. Like literally. I'm like, he didn't have a perfect QBR? What the fuck is what's up? What's perfect? What more did he need to do to get a perfect QBR? Again, I'm sure if it was Herbert or Burrow or one of the anointed golden children, they would have, it would have stayed a perfect QBR. Yeah, Trevor, it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. It looked good to me, Matt. I literally, I was so glad I screenshotted it. And then all of a sudden I went back to the page because I'm like, I don't think he's going to get back on the field. New England went on a long drive. They were taking a bunch of time. They ended up scoring the friends and family TD. And I'm like, okay. I was like, he should not go back out on the field. And then Trubisky went in, did the victory formation. And then I went back to the page and it changed. I'm like, what? By like a few tenths. I was like, the fuck is that? It's so stupid. No, it was the same. No, he didn't throw another pass. He didn't throw another pass. It was the same stat line. Like when I said it, he did not go back in the game. That was it. That was the end. So I don't get it, man. Yeah, thanks, Corey. I appreciate it, bro. Maybe Steve. Again, Eric, more TDs and incompletions. What more would he have needed for the perfect I don't know, maybe more yards? I don't know. Stupid. But it literally changed within like 30 to 40 seconds. He did not go back in the game. His stats were the same. They were identical. Same yards, same TDs, same completions, same incompletions. Same exact thing. 21 for 25, 308, 5 TDs. No, it was the same. That's why I was like, what the fuck? Listen, it's stupid. What's the point? I'll stop. But again, it was wow. Man, I took my shot glass, which I don't drink, but Had a nice hit of some apple cider vinegar. Have to stay healthy. I made it a double. It went down nice and smooth. It was beautiful. But I mean, I haven't even talked about the game. Some of the plays were amazing. I mean, Eric, you're in the house. Matt, you're in the house. I mean, the deep shot to Diggs right over J.C. Jackson. He was on the money. It was, to me, the end of the game that really killed the game. It was done. It was done and dusted. They just put him to the sword right there. Was the Sanders touchdown. I was like, they're done. They're done. And I don't know what it is. It does piss me off. A missed extra point pisses me off so fucking much. And I was just like, Bass, you've been great all year. Maybe it was the cold. Maybe it was something. I don't know. I know one was blocked. One was missed. Yeah, straight hit, Brutus. I do it 3 times a week. It's too strong on my stomach, though. If I do it every night, it'll rip up my stomach lining. It's pretty harsh. I'm 45 years old, man. I'm an old dude. Yeah, I mean they've come together. I mean, Beasley had a nice third down catch, turn and run. He had a couple of nice catches. It was just the perfect balance. The perfect balance. I mean, even the one to Davis was a really nice catch. And the ones that Allen missed were really short. I mean, the one Diggs had where he turned around and it was just a quick little miss. But a touchdown that happened right before the half where the Bills got it before the Patriots field goal drive. Bills got the ball at like the 10. And that first play, the opener, did that quick little hit to McKenzie, and he sprinted up the sideline. The next play, Diggs. And I'm like, if they punch this ball into the end zone, I think it's damn close. Patriots come out, get the ball. They're going to try to flip. They're going to try to go, get that touchdown, make it 10-23, right? Then it's a game. Then we can all agree it's a game. Wallace gets the interception. They go down the field. It was like 2 plays, Sanders touchdown, game over. Game over. Nah, midnight. I'm still hanging on though, man. I'm still hanging on, bro. Pat's on to say they need to practice the extra point. It's just frustrating. It looks the score looks. I wanted all touchdowns, 49. I wanted a 50 burger. I'm like Eric. I wanted to really punch it into them. Oh my God, was he Eric? You should have saw him, and all these stupid tropes. Like, is Peter King gonna get on was it Good Morning Football or whatever he does, Monday Morning Quarterback, and talk about Sun Tzu? Is he gonna do that with McDermott? We got to hear about that shit. We got to hear the idiots on WDI talking junk about, oh, this team relies too much on Josh Allen. Did you not rely too much on Tom Brady? Did you? This team's not even as good as it was when it had Drew Bledsoe. It's not. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Dude, it was the broth. Chicken broth. This is the broth beatdown. I mean, I'll say it twice. I'll say it again. What McDermott and Bean have done to this team in terms of having this team ready from a physical standpoint with the training facility that they got there, all the look at, like, for example, look at New England's injury list coming to this game and look at our injury list. Look at our injury list compared to the rest of the league. And look at it for the last 3 years. This team is they're built, man. They have professionals in there that want it. I mean, freak injuries are going to happen. But man, this team is put together in terms of not They're not injury riddled. They're not a mash unit. Old Bills teams was a mash unit. This unit's they play with a lead. They get to play downhill a lot. I get that, but even they've been in some tough scrapes. With the Titans, with the Patriots the first time. The second game was a tough scrape. That was a back and forth game. A number of Tampa Bay, and they don't get beat up. They've had the freak injury here and there. I mean, Zimmer tore his ACL at a practice, for Christ's sake. Freak injury. This again. This team does not shy away from the New England shit. It does. It wants it. It embraces it. It says, please bring it. Remember the last game that Brady played against Allen for the Patriots in 2009? Bills were right there. They were driving. Remember, they lost the game. What was it? Was it 19-24? They lost the game, the Bills. Or 20-24. John Brown touchdown. Deion Dawkins had a thick six. And they were right there. They were ready. They were coming. And that was Brady's last year. That was Brady's last year with the Patriots. And the Bills were right on their heels. And we felt that. We all felt that after that game, 2019. We knew that this team was right there. Man, chicken broth is the best source of vitamin D, vitamin C you can get. That and warm lemon juice, I'm going to tell you right now, you just get a chicken, right? You roast it, pull the meat off, take the carcass, put it in a pot with some water, some vegetables, peppercorns, salt and pepper. Just let that shit simmer on low for 4 to 6 hours. Man, you will thank me. That shit is money. I'm a bit of a health nut for people who don't know. But this team is ready to roll, man. This team is ready to roll. They don't shy away from that they don't wilt to the New England stuff. And all these fairy tales, can we stop that? That meme with, what's that meme? The most overused, tired, bullshit ass meme there is. Like every time there's a free agent available, every time there's something happens during a Patriots game, anything. Here, we have to get this meme. It's in Detroit. Got Bill Belichick walking, doing the walk like he's like some tough guy. I'm like, are we done with that shit now? Are we done? Can we stop? It's stupid. Yeah, other organizations want people in our front office, OC, DC. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but that's a good problem to have. I remember when this team lost Ted Marchibroda. He was an older guy compared to Dable now. He was an older guy. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, Neil. I try, man. I got a bunch of weights. This is my Bills room over here. I got my weights. I got some Bills stuff in there, and that's how I stay motivated. And I go to the gym, I run, and do some different calisthenics there. But it's insane, Steve. I said it was like not miss a beat. Yeah, what is that, Zach? Like, seriously. Yeah, we had that Matt Soda. Like, come on, man. Really? Remember we had to hear the tweets. Oh, the rest of the league let Belichick draft McCorkle Jones. I'm like, okay. And you know what? I'm gonna have a real situation. Nah, I'm 45, man. Trust me. I wish I was 27. I really do. I'm not. I started doing these videos. I was close to 30. I was already 30. This off, good. I would honestly, believe it or not, it's such a good mix that they have now, but a good coordinator, I mean, an amazing guy is going to want to, if it happens, it's all hypothetical and we can talk hypotheticals, but it's a good problem to have. That's all I'll put. It's a good problem to have. I mean, after tonight, Neil, I thought the same thing. I'm like, man, this was a showing. But you know what? You know what? You got to be careful because for me, they're not getting Josh Allen with him. That's the thing. You're not getting Josh Allen. You're not getting Stephon Diggs. You're not getting Dawson Knox. You're not getting Sean. I mean, that's just all I'm saying. This was Sean McDermott's second. That was his second hire at offensive coordinator. Remember, we had offensive coordinators that didn't want to come to Buffalo. Mike McCoy, remember, didn't want to come. Shit, we tried the Kugler, Sean Kugler, who was our offensive line coach in 09 for 1 year. Bills tried to hire him again, but then they went to Bobby Johnson. So there was coaches that turned this job down. Okay, bet that. Bet that. And that was when? In 2020? I think there was a couple of different hires. I know they brought Dable in. I think they fired Juan Castillo in after the 18 season. But I don't think we draft a punter, but I think you know what, Steve, we don't really need a punter too much. So, I mean, we have the Scottish Hammer on the practice squad for a reason. Yeah, Rick Dennison was the OC. So, again, but then again, Rick Dennison was calling plays for Tyrod Taylor, wasn't calling plays for Josh Allen. It's just like all the OCs that Tom Brady had. Josh McDaniels he's great when he's got Tom Brady. He's middle of the road, average when he's got McCorkle Jones, when he's got Kyle Orton, like he had in Denver, Tim Tebow, Charlie Weiss, Bill O'Brien. You're amazing when you got the maestro. It's amazing, but it can become less than ideal if you don't. You don't get that. It doesn't come with that. The idea does, but not the reality. And I've seen many an offensive coordinator come and go and get totally like just fall flat on their face. Remember Joe Brady was the next. Oh my God. Look what this guy Joe Brady did with Joe Burrow in just 1 year at LSU. Oh my God. Look what he's going to do with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was worse. Some people just are what they are. Joe Burrow, there was somebody had a great tweet today. And I'll admit, he's had a great turnaround and has had a good young career. And hats off to the Cincinnati Bengals, much like the Bills up against it. Team won its first playoff game in over 31 years. That's crazy. Good turning of the guard in that division. Enough Steelers, we're rooting for the Steelers tomorrow. Enough Steelers, enough Baltimore. Hats off to the Bengals. Hats off to the Bengals. Hats off to Joe Burrow. It's McCorkle, Doug. McCorkle. He doesn't get called that. Oh, that was hilarious. Like he was fooling somebody. Did you see his face when he got, was it? I know it was I was glad too because the Bills hit him. It was Milano, and when he went down, he was hurting. And I'm like, dude, this kid is gonna feel that shit. This kid from Jacksonville who played his college ball down in Bama. I don't care how many practices he's had. Them guys in practice ain't hitting him. He's not running for his life in practice. I don't want to hear that he's not getting hammered in it. It was hilarious, Matt. It was funny. Yeah, he's a fraud, a cheater, and like another just douchebag that's from up there. Matt Patricia. Remember where I don't have a pencil. But remember we had to see that asshole like he was smart, like he knew shit, like they all knew shit. And meanwhile, Nick Foles was lighting them up in a Super Bowl, and Belichick was too prideful to put Butler on the field because he was bragging in the hotel that he won them a Super Bowl by himself. He did. If Malcolm Butler doesn't step in front of fucking what's his name? I forget the receiver. Patriots are done. They don't win that game. They weren't going to give him a contract extension. He was pissed about it. And so in the hotel the night before, he was like, oh, fuck. I win this team a Super Bowl and I can't get my money, and he doesn't play him. Think about the ego that took. The ego you must have. And your defense is getting ripped by Nick Foles. Yeah, he did. That was 1-2, and he was that when he was landing. Okay, you got me, Doug. You got me. You're right. You're right. That's on them, Brutus. Apparently they have all the answers, right? Remember Scarnecchia? Oh my God, the offensive line. Well, he's not there no more. They used to have a guy sitting up in their box for many, many years. Always was with Belichick. His name was Ernie Adams. Did all their advanced scouting. The guy had a pretty good memory though. He was pretty he had one of those retarded photographic memories, and he read tons of books. And anytime they came up with all these different elaborate schemes and little loopholes and wrinkles, it's because of him. He's not there anymore. He went to high school with Belichick back in I think that because when Belichick's dad, that's why he has an affinity for the Navy, because his dad was in the Navy and they went to some academy together or whatever, somewhere in Maryland. And then he would do all that stuff. And he's not there no more. He retired. He left. Oh, that was Walsh. But I doubt that guy. I doubt that guy is not going to be in New England anytime soon. Brady's the Dolphins have beat them twice. No, Jeff Pash destroyed those, Doug. He's the head of NFL security. Took him down the road from one Patriot place and burned him in a dumpster. But nobody's supposed to talk about that. Only organization to lose 2 first-round draft picks, fined over $1.5 million for cheating. But you know what? Patriot way, right? Please. We stop with that stuff. Can we stop? All this time, he's not a wizard. Saruman or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, or who's the guy from Lord of the Rings? I don't know. Merlin. He's not going to wave a wand and make some magic play. He doesn't have a magic scheme. He doesn't have magic plays. He doesn't lay his hands on people. Remember, did you guys watch the college football game? The college football game against it was the Rose Bowl. Ohio State, Utah. Did you guys happen to watch that game? Did any of you watch that game? There's a reason I'm bringing this up, obviously. I'm going to make a comparison. And you're going to get it and you're going to laugh. Yeah, you saw it. All right. Remember the kick returner, little short white dude, receding hairline. He returned a fucking kick, and it was it was a good kick return. And all of a sudden, people are like, that guy looks like he just looks like he'll play for the Patriots, because he was like this little 5-0, 100-0 white dude that plays wide receiver, and he returned a kick a long time. Gandalf, there it is. There was this kid, and he returned a kick. And sure enough, and I'm thinking to myself, and then that same next Sunday, following Sunday, Braxton Berrios had a nice game for the Jets against the Tampa Bay. Scored 2 touchdowns, hurt his knee, got put on IR. He got drafted by the Patriots. That guy got named All-Pro special teams. Patriots just let him go. Little 5-0, 100-0 white guy. But don't they know how to get the most out of those guys? Don't they love those little 5-0, 100-0 receivers? Why didn't they want him? Maybe they're just like every other team that lets a good player slip through their fingers. They're not geniuses. How about that? No, can't say that. That's sacrilegious. We must all pray at the altar of Bill Genuflect. Fuck out of here. Come on. Fucking Bob Kraft, fucking piece of shit. Get out of here. His son Steven up there. Belichick's a good coach. So enough shit talk and just be real for a second. Belichick's a good coach, but he's not we all know that he's not some. We all can agree now that he's just that's what he is. He's a good coach who needs, like good coaches do, they need talent. They need talent. Because without talent, all that shit is just fluff. Yeah, he's not a, yeah, exactly, Matt. Perfect. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for because I tweeted that years ago. Stop with the deification. Thank you, Matt. See, you guys run the room. I make the noise, you guys bring the substance. Because I forget shit and I talk a lot. And sometimes a lot of times more turns on the word salad. That's what I mean. Braxton Berrios. Again, he fucking Patriots let him go, Steve. But doesn't he fit the Patriot model? Am I wrong? But how come nobody brings him up? They paid $40 million. They drafted 2 tight ends. Think about the Bills. Patriots drafted 2 tight ends in the 3rd round last year, that year before last. Dalton Keene and David Asiasi. Dawson Knox was drafted in the 3rd round the year before. Patriots off 1 year, off one rip, say fuck that and go pay $45 million for 2 tight ends. One had a friends and family touchdown guaranteed, fell on his ass. Caught one slightly over Matt Milano's head, and that was the end of him. Where was Jonnu Smith? Where is that guy? Oh my God. What type of signing is that? And these receivers, people think they can walk away from these receivers. They paid Kendrick Bourne and Aguilar a decent piece of money. Maybe they'll have some dead money, but those 2 guys are locks to stay. It's not like they can draft a receiver. Where N'Keal Harry was a 1st-round pick. He wasn't even on the field tonight. So I'm going to slam them every chance I get for being this team that act like they've got some secret sauce that people are trying to figure it out. Like you see these asshole organizations. The reason Vrabel gets it is because Vrabel played in the league. Vrabel knows too and what not to do. He's like, okay, Bill would fucking do this. I can't do that shit to players. We probably hated it. We couldn't really say it because we liked winning. We made a lot of money. Because when you go to the playoffs, you make more money. You get bonuses. Look at all the Patriots guys in the media and stuff now. It's a springboard from all the success. Why would they fuck with that? It's terrible, Doug. It's terrible. He's hit a few good drafts when they had a lot of volume, but he's had some fucking duds. The Antonio Garcia, Derek Rivers draft, that's a bad. I mean, they drafted Lawrence Maroney in the 1st round. Sony Michel. Yeah, Doug, everybody just wants to, oh my God. And remember how people acted when he said that? It was like, oh my God. Did you hear what it's like you had to be afraid. You have to act afraid. It's like in the press conferences, the media won't say shit to him. They're afraid of him. I'm like, this little 5'7" fuck. Because that's what he is. He's really like Bill Belichick's like 5'7". He's like 5'7", 5'8". He's a pudgy old man now. He's like one of those cardio dudes. He's the guy you always see at the gym on the ski machine or on like the stair stepper, but he's always like pudgy. It was like, how the fuck does this dude do an hour of cardio and still stay pudgy? He must eat like shit. Yeah, it's not going good, Matt. What would you guys do? What would you guys do if I said this? Yeah, Chad Jackson. That guy was talented, Doug, though. I'm gonna tell you, I saw that kid do a workout in Florida. That kid had skills, man. I just don't think his head was on right, to be honest with you, though. But that motherfucker, he was talented, but he just didn't have it between the ears. But would it shock you if Belichick just says, you know what? I've had my career. I'm 69 years old. I've won 6 Super Bowls, been to 9, whatever, 7 Super Bowls, however many. I'm good. I'm done. Wow. Would it shock you if that happens tomorrow? It's like, because that's what he knows he has to play against. That's what look what Belichick did against, the so-called best rookie. I mean, again, I'll put Justin Herbert's games in here. This is Justin Herbert against that Patriots defense. Against the same Patriots defense this year and last. New England, week 8. 18 for 35. It was a one-score game. 18 for 35, 51.4% completion, 223 yards, 2 TDs, 2 INTs, two rushing attempts, 9 yards. Okay. Last year, it was even worse. And with Cam Newton at quarterback for the Patriots. Way worse, actually. Way worse. Oh, they lost 45-0. He was 26 for 53, 49% completion, 209 yards. 209 yards, no touchdowns, 2 INTs. That is the golden child. All right. He's the golden child. Played a hell of a game against the Raiders, still lost. Again, the anointing oil. Against that defense, whatever Josh Allen has, he doesn't have an answer for it. Other dudes, he seems to fuck with pretty well. Oh, he will be. He will be, Doug. He's going to be right there. He's going to be right there, right next to him. Well, he was a rookie throwing to Zay Jones and Robert Foster, dude. Come on. He played one game against the Pats as a rookie. After that game, 09 at home against New England, where he threw the 3 INTs in the first half, he something in him changed. He says it all the time. He uses that game. He's like, I knew from that game on, I knew what I could and shouldn't do on a football field. From that point on, I know you have a little you like him, Johnny. Or you like Herbert's a good quarterback. I'm just saying, same defense. If Herbert did what Allen did tonight, imagine the noise. Imagine the noise. Oh, and Benjamin Charles Clay, Chris Ivory. Who else was there? Was another running back on that team. His name escapes me. It was Shady at the end. He was at the end of his career. There was another running back. It just keeps escaping me. Damn it. Zay Jones was actually had a career year for them. Yeah, at last 2 years, it's not even close. Herbert's a good player, though. I don't mean to besmirch him. I'm just saying the reason I use him as an example is because the media just they have him and it's just like boom. Burrow, the same thing. He had a nice first half. Burrow had a really good first half. Was on the money against the Raiders, and then his second half he was blah. He was average. If the Raiders could have scored a touchdown instead of kicking field goals, they were in that game. Yeah, Keith Ford, it was just terrible, Matt. Terrible. It would depend on who's drafting. Like for me, I mean, again, one guy's been to the playoffs how many times? Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Cook, Eckler. I mean, you can't get to the playoffs with those dudes. Joey Bosa on the other side of the ball, Derwin James. I mean, that guy's got that team is pretty stacked. And then they got the boy genius over there, Brandon Staley, the media darling. Oh my God. That guy had his dick so far in the media's throats. I don't even think they've taken a breath. Just let him get into the press conferences. Is he still going for it? No, he can't go on 4th down. He's at home. It's not even close. You can't quantify leadership. Nah, he wasn't on the team yet, Doug. He got it. Keith Ford. He was right. Keith Ford. Tywan Jones was the third running back, remember, but he got put on IR. And then remember that year he got cut against the Chargers. Josh Allen's first home start. Remember he had that nasty cut on his head? Like the kick got the call back. They didn't fucking blow the whistle. And guys, we got to talk about that elephant in the room really, really quick. We all heard a fucking whistle before Joe Burrow threw that ball. We all heard a whistle. I don't care what the league says. That Jerome Boger crew is fucking terrible. Al Davis sued the NFL, and every time something shady happens to the Raiders, whether it's a big game or a playoff game, no, I already mentioned Chris Ivory. It was Ivory, Shady, Ford, but Taiwan Jones was on that team too. Ford was the guy I was thinking of. It was a whistle, dude. I heard the damn whistle. I was like, the play's dead. They blew a whistle. He threw the touchdown. My man caught it. I'm like, what the fuck? I even saw the Cincinnati guys, like the Raider guys, kind of pull up. They stopped. I'm like, there was a whistle. No, like Neil, if you go watch, they blew a whistle. Like Burrow's running toward the sideline. Same kind of play as the first touchdown pass Allen threw tonight to Knox. Same type of play, but more to the middle of the field. Throws it to the middle. It was he caught it in bounds, everything. But as he's running towards the sideline, there was a whistle. Like the play's dead. He stepped out of bounds. Something happened. Whistle. And I was like, the play's dead. Now, the whistle shouldn't have been blown. Burrow was in bounds. It was a legit touchdown. But I did see the Raider guys, because they heard the whistle, kind of slow down. So I was kind of like, what the fuck? That's going to stand? It's such bullshit. They're never going to, that's my point of bringing it up. There's the league again, trying to cover its own ass, trying to cover its crew's own ass. Somebody fucked up and blew a whistle. How bad was that game officiated? We all watched it. Some of the guys who went to the game, Matt, Eric, you probably were, trying to get to the game, trying to beat some traffic. Maybe you might have missed it. It was bad, man. No, he wasn't out. He wasn't out midnight. It was a legit touchdown, but the Raiders guys did slow down because of it. They did slow down. They kind of pulled up a little bit. They were like, especially the guys in the secondary, because I heard a whistle. So imagine how it audibilized to them on the field. Like I hear a whistle, like as a kid, I'm like, stop. Hear a whistle, you stop. I mean, so you had the holy roller, you have the immaculate reception, you have the tuck rule, now you have the whistle. That's 4. Oh, he's fucking terrible, Doug. Oh, Trevor, he's so fucking bad. How is that guy officiating a playoff game? How is that guy an NFL official? See, you caught it in real time, Matt. The way I read the rule, it's a dead ball foul and they replayed it down over. Now, was it a legit touchdown? Should the whistle have been blown? No. But the fact was, a whistle was blown, and they can't say that it wasn't. It was. Everybody heard it, and they're lying motherfuckers. If they're lying motherfuckers, if they saying they didn't hear it, they're lying. How is he a ref? He's terrible. Yeah, I don't get why they blew the whistle. I don't even get why it was a whistle. I was just in shock. I'm like, again, Cincinnati, legit touchdown, all of that and then some. They deserve to win. They got the turnovers that they needed. They played, a tough game. It was cold there, and Burrow had a really good first half, and they couldn't overcome it. Oh yeah, Johnny, you know it, baby. You know it. I'm not, Mama didn't raise no fool. I saw that Pats fan. Johnny sent me this Pats fan who puts up hype videos or some shenanigans on YouTube, and he tweeted me and the guy's thing, and I went and looked at his crap, and I'm like, oh man, what is this guy? This guy must be in a toilet right now. Like, what the fuck? And then I had this other fool. Like he follows me. A Patriot fan follows me. I have no idea why, right? So this kid he's got these big fucking headphones, these video game headphones on, taking a like his main picture is just him taking a selfie of himself, and the only thing he could do, it was just sad. He just constantly, like, to every Bills fan, he had 2 replies that he copied and pasted to every Bills fan, and he did it like 20 times. And like he tweeted me because I tweeted about, oh, is Jerry gonna ask Bill if this is embarrassing? And then he said, no, he's gonna wait till next week. And I'm like, well, the Bills did beat the Chiefs. So I didn't say that, but in my mind, I'm like, he does know the Bills beat the Chiefs, right? Early in the season, he knows that. He obviously doesn't know that. He's too emotional. But he literally just copied and pasted this one thing over and over again. And I'm just like, dude, like, you're just a cliche. You're sad. Like I'll show it to you. It's fucking pathetic. And it's like listening to the WEI guys. Josh Allen is too. Oh my god, it's pathetic. I have to find it now. I have to find it. Yeah, this kid, Eric Idle Rays, he says, I just simply say, Armando Salguero, wonder if Jerry Sullivan will ask Patriots if they're embarrassed. I said, will you, Jerry Sullivan? I tagged him, asked him, and he's like, nah. He's saving it for after you play New England. And I'm like, I told him, enjoy your copium because this is how you're coping right now. You're fucking upset. See you next season. He tweets the same fucking reply to everybody. The same thing. He just copies and pastes and just posts it. And it just like, I replied to him twice and I'm like, I even said, how many times are you going to copy and paste the tweet, my guy? Cool story though. Same amount you and your fans be with ish, or I don't know what the hell that means. Truth hurt. You know you're gonna show your whole like whatever, and the Chiefs gonna get you? Question mark. And I just tweeted him back. I'm like, dude, there's nothing worse than being a one-trick pony. You know, get some seasoning before you fuck with me. Get the fuck out of here. Like you a kid. Is he a bot? He's not a. It was pathetic though. He doesn't have many followers, but he's just a kid. He just looks like a butthurt kid who doesn't know how to articulate himself. That's just what he looks like. And they're so used, like us people in this room right now. It's 2:30 a.m. on the East Coast. Anybody who's in this room is an OG hardcore motherfucker. You know it. Nobody can fuck with your fandom. Dead ass. Dead ass. Nobody can. So when you get a spoiled ass brat like this jump on your timeline or on your feed and want to pop shit off an L, and I'm like, motherfucker, you had 20 years of Shangri-La. You had 20 years of football utopia, and you're so fucking spoiled. You now can't see the forest or the trees. You don't realize how good you had it. You thought it was just going to be a forever thing. It lasted a long fucking time, but that time is gone. Over. And they can't accept it. They just can't deal with it. Yeah, like an idiot, Matt, like a kid. But I'll give it back to him a little bit. I'm like, oh, get your little young ass out of here, bro. You too green for me. You don't got the gift of the gab to come fucking with me. I'll smack you on your ass, kick you in the fucking keister and send you on out to throw you up on out the house real quick. Yeah, that was a tough game, Damager and Doug, Trevor. Like if Gordon doesn't fumble that ball, the exchange was terrible. And then of course I think Bolton just was right there to pick it up and run back. It was like, oh my God, what a catastrophe. What a catastrophe. I mean, that's just bad teams finding a way to lose games. I mean, that's something that would have happened to the Bills back in the day against the Patriots. You know, you're going down there to just take the lead late and then, you know, name a Bills quarterback, turning around to hand off to name a Bills running back, and it gets fumbled, the exchange, and then Jamie Collins runs it in for a touchdown. I always just send the pic of McCorkle's noodle arm. Like, oh, like it. Like that. It's easy to pop shit about him. I mean, the kid's a good rookie quarterback, but you see the skill set. The ceiling is what it is. He has a fine line to win and lose games. Like his margin for error is almost as minuscule as it gets. Like he's a cocky prick though. Don't like you see that motherfucker. Like look at Burrow. Like these kids, like that's the difference between Allen and a lot of these motherfuckers. Allen had to scrape, scratch, and claw to even get a ride, to even get a ticket to go on the fucking bus to get to the game. He had to beg for that shit, right? So he goes and begs to get to Wyoming. He gets to Wyoming, gets injured, gets back, gets against it. But you got McCorkle, another little 4-star recruit, go to Bama, chill out till he gets his turn behind Hurts and Tua, and he's throwing to like name your first round Alabama wide receiver, right? And then you get Burrow, who's an Ohio State boy, can't get Justin Fields or what other Haskins off the field. Think about that. Gets to LSU with nothing but 4 or 5 stars and then figures it out, reinvents himself. He just wakes up and says, I want to be fucking good. I remember when the kid played against Florida in the swamp in 18. He was trash. He was trash. I was like, damn, this kid sucks. And then the next year, we all saw the kid went fucking nuts, throwing to Marshall and Randy Moss's son and fucking Jamar Chase, and he had Edwards Hilaire, and again 4-star, 5-star, boom boom boom. My dude, I think's a 4-star. Allen was a no star. They got that entitlement. They've had the anointing oil put on, and they had recruiters and boosters and scouts tell them that their shit didn't stink, even when it did stink, just because they wanted a piece of the action. Allen never got that love. Even when Allen made it into the league, people were still kicking dirt on him. They still kick dirt on the motherfucker, but that's good because that keeps his edge. That motherfucker's fueled by hate. Kobe was fueled by hate. Jordan was fueled by hate. Jordan's going into the Basketball Hall of Fame talking about a youth coach who told him he would never be nothing. Think about that. Think about all the shit Michael Jordan does in his career, and he remembers that and brings that up while he's walking into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Man, you hold on to some true fucking blue hatred. If you know how to use it the right way, you can fuel you. Look at Tom Brady, Lloyd Carr, drafted in the 6th round, yada, yada, yada. And he's in his mind, he's going into the Sugar Bowl or the Orange Bowl, whichever bowl that was against Bama at halftime, replacing Drew Henson and winning that game every time he goes out there. In my mind, that's the game he plays. Because his edge, that's the way he keeps it. Tanner Gentry, Jacob Hollister, nobody's dude. Hill, I think remember that guy Brian Hill was a running back too? Javonte Smith. I felt really bad for Jamison Williams, though, tore his ACL. That sucked. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a lot of these dudes, we forget, man, were just they were babied. I mean, look at Brady. Michigan had a long-standing rule: the senior starts. The senior starts, no matter what. The senior starts. But with Drew Henson, all the rules were bent and changed because they didn't want him to go play baseball for the Yankees. And he was the Michigan boy. He was the golden child. He was more physically gifted than Brady. So Lloyd Carr broke all the rules for him. And it was at Brady's expense. That motherfucker plays with nothing but rage. Fucking Aaron Rodgers doesn't feel like Jeff Tedford pushed him enough or boosted him enough to NFL teams, didn't sell him enough to NFL teams, didn't, say like, yo, take my guy in the 1st round. That's why he says Butte Community College. Just a hateful motherfucker. Doesn't even talk to his own brother. But he lets that shit fuel him on the field. All performers do, Matt. They all have that like thing, like telling me I suck. Like, you know, exactly. That's what you're doing now. So it's like, I'm here, you're there. Remember me? That's all you got. You show him that scoreboard. He's got that. A lot of those kids, even the ones that don't end up making it. Like, think about Marcel Darius. Marcel Darius was a 5-star recruit. He's just another guy at Bama. Had one good year in the NFL, got paid off of it, and just said, I'm done. Because he was so used to getting the baby treatment. They don't know how to be grown-ups. They don't know how to, like, want it more. Once they cash that check, they Albert Hainsworth mail it in, man. It's happened so many times. Happened so many times. I've seen it happen to a lot of players. A lot of players. Is that keeping that edge, man, is not easy. Yeah, he had a lot of weird. I mean, there was so many things with him, and then he didn't play for those 3 years, so you kind of almost forgot about him. And then he comes in, he has an okay rookie season, goes 8-8, and then the next year they blow up. And I think the year following they finally won the Super Bowl. But he hasn't been back since, which is crazy. You know, as talented as he is, as good as he is, but I can honestly say that our quarterback tonight had a performance for the ages and played the kind of game that we only would dream that we would see from a Bills quarterback. If we would have been told, even knowing everything we know about Allen, if somebody would have came to us, a genie or whatever, some clairvoyant would have said, Allen's going to do this tonight, we would have been like, okay. I mean, I think he'll be good, but it's fucking cold out there. I don't know how much they're going to throw. I don't know how well the guys are going to catch. We'll see. I hope so. Boy, man, no problems catching, no problems throwing. There was a couple of short ones that hit the deck. Nothing crazy. Even the one that missed was right there on Davis's hands. The one that Diggs was maybe a little too early. Allen could have waited another second. Yeah, Poyer, same thing. Had his spleen severed. Remember they did his whole shit in Cleveland. Was nothing but a bit player. Got drafted by the Eagles with Chip Kelly. Didn't really get a shot there. Got shipped off. The 3 deep balls tonight he threw were beautiful. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, Johnny. I thought it was going to be like, honestly, like if you would have told me like 28, 28, 29 to like 20, I'd have been like, all right, that's what I think we got it. I think that'll be it. But once they were ripping it off at half, I was like, I was supremely confident they were going to win. And once they got the Wallace interception, and then like 2 plays later, Allen hits Sanders and it's 33. I'm like, all right, that's it. It's over. That offense don't got 33 points in them. It just doesn't. I mean, they can roll up points on Jacksonville. They can go spank the Jets 50. And you notice that's like a kid that gets his ass whooped by a real alpha. Notice what happens in the Patriots. They get their ass whooped by a real alpha, and they got to go make themselves feel good. So they go beat up on that slapdick team. They go find the Jets and the Jags, and they smack them around, roll up the score, be like, oh, look at us, we scored 50 on this team. And then they meet a real team, and they get their shit pushed in, pat them on the head, kick them in the ass, and send them up on out the house. You go fuck with them little dudes down the street. You don't fuck with the big dogs up here. That's what happened to them today. I know I'm talking mad ghetto and stuff, but that's how I feel right now. Sorry, man. You took the under. Bills beat that by themselves. They did. And what was it? It was what was the line? It was 44.5. I think it was 44.5, 4.5 for the Bills. And it stayed steady the whole week. I don't think what would have moved it. Isaiah Wynn not playing? That guy not playing? Let me read Damager. Allen's for second time, or Allen in the wild card. He was, Damager, he was just amazing tonight, man. He was just so amazing. The plays, him doing it in front of their fans, coming off of that game, taking control of the division. everybody doubting, even coming to this game a little bit, but that game he really it they were both delicious in their own way. Anytime a Bills team beats that team, but in this fashion, I mean, even that game, right? Allen has a drop touchdown pass, one called back on Knox for a penalty. Um, and he should that score should have been high. If you remember watching that game, that score should have been in the 40s. They were down, they went for it and didn't get it down on the goal line once. There was a score right there. They had to settle for a couple of field goals, as you remember. I mean, not tonight it was all touchdowns. There was no field goals. They scored 6 touchdowns for Christ's sake. No, 7 touchdowns. 7 touchdowns. Unbelievable. It was just it was great. It was just great. It was just beating them in front of their fans is nice though. Like getting their fans to leave that stadium early and early in the fourth, it was just delicious. That's what I mean, dude. It's like the Bills, like you say, it's how do you have this? How do you have that? And then it's just like, you know, like it's like the Bills have to do like I used to think it was just an inferiority complex, small market team. I understand it because I live in an area where there's two big market teams, and I'm a Yankee fan. And as a Yankee fan, I understood how great those World Series were because of what happened to the Bills. And I would tell the Yankee fans, this is special. But then motherfuckers got entitled and spoiled and acted like their shit didn't stink. And I'm like, don't be like that because this is special. This is not easy. They have a special group. These players are unique. Enjoy this shit. This is not common. But they just thought they would just win every year. And they made it to two more World Series that they didn't win with that group. Even that's special. But that's when I know, like, I appreciate the shit when I see it. Man, do I appreciate it. I appreciate it like all hell. But my point is I've seen a spoiled fan base and been a part of one. And I know not how to act when I'm a part of that. Because what we're seeing right now, we deserve it. We've waited for it. It's been a long fucking time, and it's our turn. It's our turn. It's our time. Everybody back to the back of the line. Seeing a game with no punts, no fumbles, no picks, no field goals. Yeah, man. And it's the second time. It's the second time. I mean, look what happened in New England. It's the same thing. In New England, it's the same thing, dude. Against the same team, against the guy. What was the final stat line tonight? Because it was like everybody was saying with the Bills, like oh, they can't do this, they can't stop the run. Patriots, their run defense was 8th overall with 5 weeks to go. 8th overall. You want to know what it ended up being week 18? You want to know what happened to them? It went down to 22, but you don't hear about it. You don't hear about it. It's just like, oh, Bills can't stop the run. They're soft. Patriots dropped 15 spots in run defense, and you don't hear a peep. They get waxed by a team with a quarterback that apparently nobody there wants for the second time, and they get 190 yards rolled on them by the Dolphins that has a bad offensive line by a running back they had just signed off the street 3 weeks prior, Duke Johnson. They just signed that guy off the street. They had 2 guys run for 100 yards on them. They won the game. But if they would have lost that game, it would have been like, what the fuck happened in New England? Tennessee Titans, they had Dante Foreman and I think a guy named Hilliard. I think that's his name. They ran for 100 yards. They fumbled though, killed them. Morse played like a dog, man. The O-line played great, Damager. They played great. But yeah, but the Bills are supposed to capitulate somehow. That's my point. It's like they were supposed to. He's yeah. Everybody was talking about there was fancy game plans and stuff like that. Fancy game plans, like they're gonna change it up and stuff. All this kind of crazy stuff. And and in my head, I'm like, do they now know who they're talking about? It's like Belichick doesn't mind if he's boring. He just cares about getting the W. He doesn't care about style points. When he had Brady, he would fucking go for it, wait, because he knew he had Brady. But even in the early alliteration of Brady, it's all right, Matt. Do your thing, man. Enjoy it, man. Bask in this shit. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Who they're playing, But the one thing's for sure, this was the beautiful part about tonight, right? All day tomorrow and on Monday, what do we get to do? We get to relax and watch football. We just get to sit back and chill and enjoy the games, right? 100%. That's the best part. But the early alliterations of Brady were him just managing the game. He would make plays when he had to, 100%. He's better than Mac Jones is, the young Brady. And it was driven by, first it was Anton Smith, former Bills running back, and then nobody talks about the 2002 year they didn't make the playoffs, 9-7. I think the Dolphins won the division that year. More the Jets or the Dolphins. It definitely wasn't the Bills. And nobody talks about that year. And then they had to go make the Corey Dillon trade and were driven by that. But Brady, David Givens, some Troy Brown, they were able to stay, and the defense was still at peak with a lot of dudes that Bill Parcells drafted and Pete Carroll. Nobody ever talks about that shit. Thanks, Trevor. But I remember these things. But what irritates me is that the talking heads who have an ego stake in building this guy up into, like what Matt said, a deity, never bring them up. Like Ty Law was drafted by Bill Parcells. Lawyer Malloy was drafted by Bill Parcells. Willie McGinnis was drafted by Bill Parcells. Teddy Bruschi, I believe, was drafted by Pete Carroll. All the guys that were the foundation of that early defense, those guys were there because of them, not him. I think his first draft, he had drafted a guy named Adrian Clem in the first. It was not a good draft pick. Yeah, and Ted Johnson, Teddy Bruschi, a lot of those guys. Matt Vrabel. I believe Matt Vrabel he was a Steelers. He was drafted by the Steelers. He didn't play. And then I don't know which Patriots team might have picked him up. It might have been Belichick, but yeah, I think it was, yeah, it definitely was Belichick. Yeah, it was right in 01. He got signed. So he was right in 01. And he played there for 8 years. But they did draft Wilfork. They've hit on other players too. So it's a mixed bag. But that early driver, and then you have God knows what spying they did. God knows what spying they did. They got away with all that shit. An insane amount of stuff that they got away with. It's sickening. But what a fucking, I just remember that, and they just never talk about it. It's like this guy just came there with some big smoldering cauldron of football magic and all these rainbows and jujus and unicorns, and he just built a football utopia there. No, what they did is they walked into the corner store bodega and they asked for just a simple scratch off. And what they got back was the first mega trillion. And they were the they won it. They walked out as nobody else won. Nobody in any other states, they won it. And that was Tom Brady. Nobody. Yeah, he did. I said that, Trevor. Parcells drafted Willie McGinnis in 94 out of 94 USC. Yeah, there was Rex. There was some of Rex, and there was also some of Mangini. There was some of the GM's name there. Fucking guy. He was another Parcells dude that was always next to him, always around. But Ty Law was a Mangini guy, not Ty Law. Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis was a Mangini guy. He's a really good coach. He was a good coach, but very stubborn, set in his ways, old school, very fundamentally. He was a program builder, but he brought a lot of his own guys with him. Like, for example, Otis Smith. He was just a cornerback. He was really good at intercepting the ball, took the ball away. Anywhere Bill went, or even Bill Belichick went, they loved having Otis Smith. They loved having Tom Tupa as a punter. They loved Dave Meggett. Just guys like that. You know, you see a little Carl Banks, little Pepper Johnson. Pepper played with some of those giant teams. Like when Bill went to Dallas, he brought Jason Ferguson with him from the Jets. Played nose tackle. Just guys like that just kind of like they had their dudes. Like when you saw some of the Giants guys go to Cleveland and play with Bill Belichick. Carl Banks was one of those guys. I know Pepper Johnson played there a little bit. Did Myron Guyton play? No. Everson Walls might have went there for a cup of coffee. But there was a few giant guys that went there. I know like Jumbo Elliott ended up playing for the Jets because he was a Parcells guy from being back with the Giants. Like that. He was a good coach. You know, I got to see, you know, like some of the older dudes here. I got to see a lot of like Dan Reeves, who just recently passed, Marty Schottenheimer, Marty Ball, Joe Gibbs. I got to watch a lot of guys I didn't realize were, you know, legends. You know, I mean, I got to see Bill Belichick's whole coaching career, for Christ's sake, as a head coach. I got to see all of it. So, I mean, count me blessed, I guess. You know, I got to watch a lot of guys that I became legends, and maybe I didn't realize in front of my face. Like I got to watch all of Peyton Manning's career. Most of you did too. Think about that. You're going to tell your kids, I got to watch Peyton Manning play. They're going to be like, holy shit, how good was he? Exactly. You got that. Your generation got that, which is awesome. You got to watch NFL history, like in terms of the passing game, as we know now, be rewritten. Because when I was a kid, the leading passer all time was Fran Tarkington. Fran Tarkington was the benchmark. And then I watched Dan Marino beat it. And then I watched him get beat by, fucking Breeze. And then Breeze get beat by Brady and so on and so forth. But I got to watch a lot of that. You know, I got to see, you know, a little bit of at the end of Walter Payton. You know, a little bit of the end. I got to see Dick on the sidelines with the Bears. You know, I was a little young kid, but I was like, you know, he was a character. You know, Rex Ryan's father, Buddy. I got to watch that with the Eagles, with who's now passed. It's crazy to think that he's passed. Reggie White, Jerome Brown, who was a really great young defensive tackle they had. He was a really good player from the University of Miami, number 99, and he got killed in a car wreck. Much like Derek Thomas for the Chiefs, another great player. I mean, I've got to see a lot of great things and a lot of tragic things off the field in my memory, like from this game. It's insane. Montana, I got to see him. I got to see his last, his last really run was Bruce Smith knocking him out of that wild card game, knocked him right out of the game. That was Montana's last time on a field, was on that turf tonight, with Bruce Smith sacking him and giving him a concussion and knocking him out. I mean, that's where Montana's career ended. I mean, a lot of people don't remember that. I mean, Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback, and Josh Allen's first start as a Bill was against Phillip Rivers when he was with the Chargers in Buffalo. Phillip Rivers' last start was a loss against Josh Allen with the Colts in Buffalo. I have, like, I'll just give you an example. When my first set of football cards, look how old some of these dudes are, man. Like, And this is before they had the rights to put the logo on. Look at that card. Still in mint condition. Fred Biletnikoff. 1978. And I have, so many. Look at Ron Jaworski. Jaws. From Buffalo area. This is 1979. 1979. Old as hell. I don't know if you can see the date. The glare from the soft pack. Lester Hayes. Great Raider. And I just had these, and they stayed in great condition in the box. I mean, I eventually put them in soft packs. I have a Joe Ferguson, Joe DeLamielleure, and I have a O.J. Simpson but he was with the 49ers. I didn't get him he was with the Bills. That's actually 70s. It's the 70s, Steve. That's when it's the 70s. But I look at those guys, I'm like, wow, I think I have a Theismann in there. And shit, when I was born, sacks weren't even a stat. Like, they would call them a stuff. They had a phrase called a stuff. You don't hear a stuff anymore. Like, oh, that guy got stuffed. The sack wasn't a stat. They would just call it a stuff. And then considering the quarterback was like the king on the field, and like if you got sacked, like, oh, the king's been sacked, they would that's why they got the term sacking the quarterback. Like, oh, the quarterback's been sacked. Like, you're sacking the king. Even in like Premier League soccer, if you fire a manager, oh, he's been sacked. He's been sacked. That's what they call it. Instead, they don't say fired. They are relieved of duties. They say sacked. Allen doesn't remind me of Kemp. He reminds me of John Elway. Marcus, yeah, he was a he won the Heisman at USC, and he was the the MVP. I mean, he was the MVP of '83. He had those 70. I think he still has the longest. I think he still has the longest touchdown run in Super Bowl history. And I think that might have been his last. I think, did he play another year? But I think that was his last game too. I think he might have played another year though, with the Chiefs. But I remember when he had his little resurgence. No, he played to 97, so that wasn't his last game. But man, he played running back till he did a Fred Jackson. He played till he was 37 because he had all those off years with the Raiders because Al Davis grew not to like him. Crazy. It was just such a different time. I mean, shit, I remember everybody thinking the Bills were going to play against Bo Jackson. And then the week before, he got injured against the Bengals and his hip, and he was done. Football was over for him. They obviously didn't play against the Bills, and the Bills just destroyed the Raiders, the 51-3 game. Yeah, at the end, Doug, he did. Yep. John, he's John. I have a tweet. I'll put it in, Johnny. He's John Elway. He's 100% John Elway. Like, I mean, I remember the first time I really, really saw it and really felt it was a little bit in the Vikings game in 18. And then when he came back from the injury, even though it was a loss, there was just some things and throws and some plays he made in that Miami game in Miami that I'm like, God, this guy, if this guy had number 7, an orange number 7 on with a blue helmet with a Bronco, like he plays just like him. The kid's a knucklehead. He's a drug addict, man. He's a knucklehead. He's another spoiled brat. He's a spoiled brat. Jim Kelly's nephew, Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim he's another prime example. Parker, watching some Pats videos, they want to build their whole team around stopping Allen. It's crazy. Oh, look. Yeah. You can do that. Try to find a way. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. I'm gonna find the tweet. This is the beautiful part about advanced search. right? You can always go back and find shit. I have one from 18. I'm trying to find the earliest one. Hmm. I'm trying to find like the earliest one I have. Okay, this is November. This is the one that I have that it just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. I can't fucking copy the link. God damn. No, I can. Oh wait, I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm a little punchy. It's 3 a.m. I could still go run 10 miles right now, no problem though. That's how juiced I am. There you guys go. A few dude had a broken hand out there tonight. Was playing with a club. You saw it. I mean, their defense hemorrhaged a lot because if you go back and look, their defense is old. Like Devin McCourty is going to be 35 years old. Van Oy's in his 30s. Lawrence Guy's in his 30s. Judon's in his early 30s. Dante Hightower is 30. His knees are shot. Jamie Collins is 33, and his best days are behind him. Their core defensive guys are old. They played an extra game this year. They fell off a cliff in the last half of the season. Why? Belichick practices those guys hard. They practice those guys hard. That's what happens at Bama. You know, like people say, oh, the Bama guys are maxed out. Don't draft the Bama guys. They come to the league and get injured a lot. You can't really trust them. And that's true a lot of times because he grinds those guys. Why? He's got 4, 5, 6, 7 more 4 or 5-star recruits behind those kids. So he doesn't give a shit. One guy falls, he just plugs another one in and away we go. Yeah, Doug, they're old. They're an old team. Like Isaiah Wynn missed the game. He's a free agent. David Andrews is up there in age. Like they paid a lot of money for those skill players. They paid a lot of money to those guys. They're going to be there for a few years. Can they add a receiver? Of course they can. They can add 2, but they paid Aguilar. And Bourne. He's throwing to those same dudes again. Those guys aren't A-listers. What are they going to do different with Jonnu Smith? They don't know how to use him. He's not good in their system. JC Jackson is a free agent. They're going to have to either franchise him or try to work out a long-term deal. And are you scared of him? Is he Darrelle Revis? Is he even Stephon Gilmore? No. So what are we worrying about here? Bottom line is the Bills went out there and this was a statement. They put a flag on the floor and said, all that shit that used to go on, that shit don't happen no more. Like it's just not that way anymore. And this is going to be, they wanted it. You could tell like this was something that they meant something to them. They take ownership of it. They understand it. McDermott, like you got to know other coaches in this league are tired of hearing the Belichick mystique bullshit. Players like we're supposed to just bow down to them. It's like the cowboy bullshit. Like, oh my God, he's got a star on his helmet. Let's just, all, grovel and just genuflect. Get out of here. It's terrible. It's terrible. Right, Parker? That's funny. Yeah, let him pay him a bunch of money. Give him a shit ton. He's a good interceptor of the ball, though. I'll give him that. He does intercept the ball. Xavier Howard's he's good at it also. Xavier Howard is very, very good at it. He's great at route recognition. He jumps routes perfect. He's very, very good. But tonight, there's so many good plays that the Bills had. They didn't run like 60, 70 offensive plays. They got big chunk plays. They were averaging almost 10 yards a play, which is insane. Insane. They were almost like getting a first down a play on average. They weren't, getting a first down a play in real life, but they, like, in their average, they were. I went to look at the stats. I got caught up in the word salad. I apologize, guys. They get 21 for 25, 308, 12.3. How in the hell does he not? Singletary has been fucking amazing. I'm gonna go find his clip. What he's given to this team in the last few weeks has just been, the last month has been amazing. And he's running so confidently and so physically. It was a Carolina game. He had 22 carries for 86 yards. And I just said in that game, if they can get that game from a player, then that's all they need. That's all they need. That's all they need. And this tonight, 16 carries, 81 yards, 5.1, 2 TDs. I mean, and it looked more when we watched the game. It looked like it was more McKenzie. I think a lot of those counted as passes. That was the crazy part. No, he had 3 runs, and I thought they were passes, but they were actually, one was a lateral. 3 for 29, 9.7. Allen, 6 carries. They ran 29 times for 174 yards, 6.2, 6.0, 2 TDs. The Patriots, the mighty Patriots, 20 carries, 80. There was a lot of score effect in there. 4.5. I know Kendrick Bourne had 1 long run. Jones had the 116-yarder, but outside of that, Damian Harris just a 14-yarder. Ramondre Stevenson had an 8-yarder, and that was it. McCorkle ends his night 24 for 39, 232, 6.1 a rip, 2 TDs, 2 INTs, sacked 3 times. I mean, Kendrick Bourne was their star, I guess. Caught 2 TDs, 7 for 77. Aguilar, 118-yard catch. Hunter Henry had the 1 catch for 30 yards. That was it. Jonnu Smith just doesn't play for them. He just doesn't play for them. Joanne Williams, terrible. The guy they drafted in the 2nd round. He got abused on 1 route. They pulled him right off the field. Judon, 1 tackle. That was it. This might be McCourty's last game. This might be Matthew Slater's last game for them. Brandon Bolden's a free agent. I would take him as a 3rd running back. I like him. That was a big drop he had, though, tonight. That was huge. Changed the entire complexion of the first drive. Bills ended up intercepting that ball and ended the game. Fooled Bryant for New England. McKenzie run. That was nice. That was a nice one. That was it. That was God, who was the other corner on the other side? It was a guy that doesn't play for it. It might have been D'Angelo Ross. How do they think they just think, again, that the Bills are somehow going to go out there and just be like the old Bills and just be afraid of their own shadow and just be scared of Belichick. You're just scared. You're scared of him. Like, again, they're treated like they have something, just some magic. They don't. It's insanity. And I went back in Peter King's Twitter history, and he pulls that dinosaur out of his pocket every 4 to 5 years. He wrote a story for SI.com back in 2001, right? His assignment was he just covered the Patriots for Sports Illustrated. Just stick with the Patriots. And he did. And he talked about, and every so often, every 4 to 5 years, he pulls that old tired turkey, the Sun Tzu turkey out of the rabbit. Anytime the Patriots, quote, have a good win or a win that people take notice of, he pulls the Sun Tzu shit out. They're just stale old weak milk. That's why I just revel and light in the win so much against that team, because the Bills are what? They're 4 and Well, they won two. They're 2-1 this year, 2-0 last year, so 4-1 in their last 5 games against the Patriots. And the game before that, they were driving with a chance to win. So, I mean, even the game before that with Allen through the picks, they still, if Allen would have been in the game, they had a chance to win that one. So they were on this team's ass with Brady. Yeah, Trevor. And again, remember what happened, Trevor. The media was like, oh my, I said it. Oh my God. Oh my God. They were so horrified. You can't talk that way about St. Bill. You can't do that. Oh my God. He's gonna hurt us. He's gonna make it worse next time. Oh, stop. Just stop. Even my cat thinks it's bullshit. My mother, who doesn't watch football, right? She hears me talk and stuff like that, and then I bring up Bet, and she says, "I hear about Bell. What's so special about him?" And that's right. Like, what's so special? Again, in all seriousness, good coach, but he's not a he doesn't know magic tricks. He doesn't have a magic playbook. He doesn't have magic plays. He has a dearth of football knowledge. Of course, guy coached 40 years in the league. How the fuck does he not? Aside from Allen, who would you give the game ball to? You know what, man? Johnny, I'd give the whole team one. The whole team played great, top to bottom. Hyde, that interception Hyde made, man. And the Bills they get the ball to start the game. And that's essentially to Pat saying, we don't think you can go down and score. And we're going to get the ball to come out of the half. And we're going to try to double dip your ass because we're going to kick you the ball. Bills go down and score. Pats are driving. They get to like the 40. Bills, Hyde makes, on that same drive, Bolden has a big drop. I believe a play after that, Hyde just was Johnny on the spot. Pun intended, Johnny. And then they go down and then they go up 14-0. And it's just like, when it was 14-0, I'm like, even in my mind, it's like, let's be honest, the Pats only finished with they finished with a friends and family touchdown. Okay, that last touchdown was a friends and family touchdown with the second and third stringers on the field. Bills basically just said they were just exchanging yards for time. In my mind, at 14-0, I'm like, they have to stop Allen for the rest of the game. He looks like he's on. I don't think that team has 17 points in them tonight and be able to that and stop Allen all game. I don't think that's happening. So early on, I'm like, and when the Pats went on that long drive and got nothing out of it, I was like, okay, they just took 4 minutes off the clock, got shit. Bills got the ball back, went down, took about 5-6, scored a touchdown, and I'm like, it's done. That was when it got to 40-10. I'm like, all right, it's done. No, they did get the touchdown. And that's when Hyde was so pissed when he jumped around, when he got caught on that switch release, that like boom, and he just ran to the back pylon and it was too much space, and Bourne caught it. And then when the Bills got the ball back and just went down and scored pretty easily, I was like, it's over. It's done. They're toast. Yeah, Hyde, he was complimentary to the Bills. Are they going to talk or the regular? It's going to be the Monday shows. That's Parker. That's what's going to happen is the Monday shows. You're going to hear a lot of the scuttlebutt on Monday. You're going to hear the big guys talk on Monday. If you want to call them big guys, you guys know more just as much about football, are more insightful, more enlightening than most of these assholes. They just know the right people. They suckled at the right tit. They've got a platform. That's it. They're scripted, teleprompted, prepackaged mouthpieces for networks. They go in production meetings. They have bullet points they want to hit, all that type of shit. I kind of seen how it worked a little bit behind the scenes. It's, you're very much creative. Like, there's very few guys that you see go on the big shows that have creative control over their talking points. Cowherd has creative control over what he says. The one asshole Bayless, he does. Stephen A does, but he's just more of a rant guy that doesn't know anything about football, and he just plays the angry black man, and he's just bad at it. Doesn't really know a lot. He was a basketball writer. I know they trying to put this guy Bouchard, Steve, whatever. He's a basketball guy trying to talk football now, and it's terrible. It's like they try to have Stephen A talk UFC. He's god awful. So yeah, that'll be the story. That was insane, Doug. There's just so many plays got caught. He tripped over his own guy's foot. I was so pissed, but still, Bills. I think that was Allen's fifth touchdown. That was nice. He was animated, man. He was really animated. Who did he fuck? It was either Karras or Andrews that he blew up on that play, Johnny. He blew them up. Like he looked like a premier, and he looked like Aaron Donald on that play. Yeah, he just pulled that one out of his ass, man. That's if they beat the Steelers. And you know what happens, man, any given Sunday, dude. And that sack was huge because it made them have to take a timeout that they didn't want to take later in the drive. They had to like waste more time, and they only getting a field goal out of it. So that sack was key because they had to go for it on that fourth down. What's up, Snarl? How you doing, bro? I feel good, baby. What are you talking about? I look rough. Come on now. We're good, man. We golden. I'm flowing. 319. As long as I got water, I'm good. I had my apple cider vinegar shot, so that shit's got me pepped up. Another thing, if you guys want to lose weight and you want to suppress bad eating after you have your last like meal cycle of the day, if you're a guy over 30, try to have your last meal, unless it's a refeed, be at like 4 or 5 p.m. and you don't want to like have bad cravings or eat shit just sitting around. Hit a shot of apple cider vinegar. It's great. It suppresses your appetite naturally, and it helps digestion. You won't want to eat garbage. Like, seriously. That's one of my tricks for me to you. Night, bro. If you're going to sleep, man. No desire to sleep. Nah, me either, Trevor. Me either, Trevor. I get a cheat bagel tomorrow. Do I eat a lot of snacks? Occasionally, like I'll have these really light chips. They're mostly air and flavor. They don't have a lot of substance to them, and I'll have them occasionally. But otherwise, no. I will homemade bake chocolate chip cookies sometime. I'm not gonna lie. I legit I will like, because I'm actually gonna do it tomorrow. I told myself if the Bills win, I bake cookies tomorrow. So I'm gonna turn into like fucking what's her name, Julia Childs. Maybe some of you guys remember her, don't remember her. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie, Trevor. It's tough. You have to really focus and really. I play games in my head. Oh man, is it? I'm gonna put it on, man. Thanks, Steve. I'm gonna put it on right now. I recorded the motherfucker, so I'm gonna put it on right now. I have NFL Network on. I'm gonna put it on. But I use the Bills as motivation to work out, is stay working out. It's the first drive. To stay working out, it's corny, it's cheesy, I know. But to stay working out and stay motivated, I use the Bills. Like, I have a tradition is like I run a 4.25 miles before every game, 2 hours, an hour and a half before every game. I don't listen to any pregame. I occasionally listen to the Bills Roundtable. That's the only thing I'll listen to in terms of pregame. And when I see the team putting up like workout videos during the off season in the weight room or their own thing, and I like draft picks and stuff, like that's what motivates me to like lift weights and do that other kind of stuff. I'll use them because I play this retarded trick in my head that if I perform good and I try to stay with it, that they'll perform. You know what I mean? Nothing I do impacts them. But in my head, I just use it as a game to keep myself going. You know? Yeah, that was crazy. Awesome throwaway. There he goes. Second. It was a second and goal play. I thought it was on third. Wow. Look at Beasley. He knows. How good has Knox been, guys? Fucking Rambo, man. He I'm gonna dude, ever since last year, late last year, that guy has 9 TDs total this year. And I know he missed a couple of games with the hand, but he last year, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, he had 5 touchdowns. So he had 5 touchdowns in the last 9 games of the year. This year, he's got he's played in, what is it, 17 games, 19 games. He's got 11 touchdowns. So in his last, that guy's just, man, again, like I can't say enough about them just really believing in him and just him just working hard and wanting it. Like that guy wants it. How hard do I think? It's pretty fucking hard. I mean, he stiff-armed Christian Barmore tonight, and I know Christian Barmore was hurt, but that motherfucker don't want to go down. He's turned into a really solid fullback, Doug. Like, and he was a guy out of Toledo that played tight end, played some running back. He wasn't really a fullback. Played it, but like played more of a running back, like H-back role. Now they're using him as like a actually line up and just bash people. A guy who confidently catches the ball, He's not a bone catcher anymore. Like he used to catch a bone, turn around and run, and then you get the splash play, and then you get the drop. You get the in. Now he's making consistent catches, tough catches, and he wants it. Like he's turned into a guy who's sure-handed. And remember in the first Patriots matchup, he had a drop. You don't think he wasn't thinking about that tonight? He's like, yo, I'm gonna make them pay. We'll see, Snarl. We'll watch, man. And the reason I only open up the room, who are we taking? I'd love to know that, man. Parker, you read my mind. I already have a name. Trust me. I already have a name. But Snarl, like you brought it up, Snarl. Bro, Bates is a dude again. Bean took a lot of shit for trading Teller. I brought this up in the room last time, but Bates, he's a guy he picked up for a guy the Eagles cut in Eli Harold. They cut that guy and they got him for a song and a prayer. A song and a prayer. Yeah, it was a great job. I mean, and for Allen to just stay patient and just give his guy a chance. I mean, he was throwing the ball away, and to have the presence of mind. He sees Duggar with the club. It's like he's not going to intercept it. Maybe he bats it away, but my guy is bigger than their guy. Let him go up and get it. And just that's why we see 30 plus touchdowns. And we'd always wonder, like, why did our quarterback Allen throws the ball to the end zone? Allen is attacking the end zone, and they know it, and they're scared. It's like he's either going to run it downhill at us or he's going to try to throw it through us. So pick your poison. And you're not getting that with Burrow. You're not getting that dynamic with Burrow. And Herbert's not the runner Allen is. He's not. He's not the same runner. Allen has, and another thing Allen does different than Herbert, he plays with a little more fire. If you notice, Allen plays with a little more edge than Herbert. Herbert is very cerebral, very subdued. He plays very calmly. Allen, when he's on the sideline, I've never seen Herbert, but Allen is he is fucking amped through the gills. Yeah, man. I never had faith because I heard everything that everything I heard about Spencer Brown. I'm gonna there. I see. Here we go. I'm gonna go back to the old. Twitter advanced search. And I've told you guys very, very seldomly. Occasionally, I'll get a gift. bird from out of there will sing to me here and there, and dead ass, like they're right. Like they don't steer. My man don't steer me wrong for whatever reason. I don't know why this guy will tell me shit, but he'll tell me shit, and I try to be respectful and whatever else, but he'll occasionally send me stuff and it's true. And this he sent me this on September 30th. On September 20 something I posted this. On September, and I said this earlier in the stream, because I was talking to some Giant fans and they were just upset. Their team's a mess, their organization's a mess. It's embarrassing, and they were talking about just the state of the team on the field, how their team didn't draft any linemen, had all these injuries. And I was thinking about it in relation to the Bills. And I even told them, I'm like, look, the Bills were a 13-3 team last year, went to the AFC Championship game. They drafted 2 offensive linemen, rookies. But I would shudder to think what our offense would look like without Spencer Brown and now Tommy Doyle. Those guys have been in their roles have been amazing. You think about Spencer Brown, who didn't play football last year, coming from Northern Iowa. He makes a guy that they had just paid a decent amount of money to have to switch positions and then bench a former second-round pick. And after those, I think it was the Washington game, my man told me, he's like, Spencer Brown's going to start now. I was like, off of 5 plays, and he's like, yep. He's like, yeah, Spencer Brown's is playing. Morse is still under contract, Trevor. Morse is still under contract. He's under contract for another year. Nah, I never lost faith, Trevor. That guy's the goods, dude. And I will give credit to everybody else on that line because we give them a lot of shit. And, justifiably so. They weren't playing well. They hit some spots in the season. But Deion Dawkins has been money. He's been a Pro Bowl left tackle for the Bills. He's 100% been a Pro Bowl left tackle. You think about all the shit McDermott got for not taking Mahomes. You drafting your tackle, setting yourself up in position, with the trades to get Allen, take Trey White, and then another, you get another cap. With Edmonds, it's insane. And they get credit, but they, I look at it like this. Imagine if Bean and McDermott and Allen were all with the Giants or the Bears. It would just be, oh my God. They would be the faces of the league. They would be the faces of the league. But I like being Buffalo. I like being little old Buffalo. Yeah, man. He doesn't, like you said, Johnny, he's just like, he was very, and their receivers had a hard time with the ball too. They had a lot of drops. And they were simple. The Bills made some tough catches out there tonight. And the Patriots receivers, remember, we had to see that, that's why we practice in this, because they just ran the ball over and over and over again. If you just run the ball a bunch of times, would they have popped one? Probably tonight if they would have just ran it. They would have only scored what they only scored that last time, 15 points? Nothing. 3rd and 14. I think they convert this. Oh, this is when this is the one to Henry. Yeah, he hits Henry. He just got right over the top of Milano. Milano was right there, right off the tip of his hands. Oh, shit. You shouldn't have jumped. You should have kept running. I shouldn't talk shit because they're the guys on the field. Yeah, Teron Johnson was the following year. Saran Neal, who's been, plays a little on defense, a special team stud. Milano was that first year also. Shit. Zay Jones, who they released, scored a touchdown in a playoff game, right? Zay Jones. Yeah, he's all just covered. He just does like you see like even their coaches. Yeah, that's fine, Trevor. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Dane was a seventh rounder. That was last year, 2020. You can say that. That's fine. I mean, Nate Peterman was a miss. Jesus Christ. It happens, you know. They never intended him to start. They wanted him to be the backup, but just too much bad stuff had happened. Yeah, they had a lot of concentration drops. Jonnu Smith actually tipped that out of his dude's hand. The Bills were rolling the defensive lineman out heavy, heavy. You know, another unsung coach on our staff is Bobby Babich. He was Brian Urlacher's linebacker coach with Chicago. Lance Briggs, had a history with Leslie Frazier. That guy has really, really been very, very good for this team. Very, very good. I think they could get a backup similar. I mean, who knows what happens with Daniel Jones? He's got a similar skill set to Allen. And damn, they almost had him for the sack. Boy, is he lucky. He is so lucky. Yeah, I mean, I'm right here with you, Steve. It wasn't that bad. So there's some guys out there that could back up, and this is like Buffalo's a very good situation. It's like Trubisky wanted to go to a situation like this where he could just press the reset button and just be about football and not have to worry about all the politics and stuff that were going on in Chicago where people didn't believe in him. No, I'm just, it is what it is, man. It happened. That's why, like, here's the Hyde interception. God, he tracks that ball perfectly. My dude thought he caught that shit too. Number 15 is like, he's like, it's coming. I was like, what the fuck? That crowd just lost its shit. It's all Johnny. Get some sleep, dude. On next week, man. Enjoy this win for me, please. I know how you are. You want to play the game in your head. And that's the last thing I'll leave you guys with because I'm going to shut up shop too. That's why I don't come on and do these so often or put up uploads and stuff because people like tweet out every brain fart they get during the week or after the game or during the game. Just I kind of like go zero dark 30 a little bit because I just want to enjoy the game for what it is. Play out as its own organic thing, its own entity, Like I don't want to diminish or dilute the experience of it because I sat there and played it in my head 1,001 times, or I like thought of all these different scenarios. Then it just turns into this arduous, exhausting thing that's not fun. Like I just want to let the game be its own thing. And if you put all this noise out there and just throw myself, then it just it's cliche. It's not unique. It's nothing. I'm not that interesting. You know what I mean? I'm not that special. And I think a lot of people try to brand themselves and, off the strength of being a so-called Bills fan. And I think that's shitty too. Yeah, Doug, I just kind of go zero dark 30. I don't really text too many people about the game or talk. After the game, I will. But during the week and the build-up, I just kind of go, like, I'll acknowledge if somebody wants to say something to me. I won't be a dick. But, like, I just kind of shut it down. And I don't want to, like, put so much noise out in the ether. Thank you for all the likes and the views. I appreciate it. It's a solid 23 is solid, man. I can't believe that's that many. And it's late. It's 3:30, but you guys are humming. You guys are good. How much you guys going to enjoy watching the games tomorrow? Just kicking back with whatever food you're going to enjoy and whatever drink and just sit back and watch the game stress-free, knowing the Bills are playing next weekend. I'm sitting up to watch this beatdown again. I don't blame you, Doug. Enjoy it. Bathe in it. Bathe in it. Yeah, man, Trevor, it's nice. It's nice. Like me, I'm gonna leave the game on. I'm gonna go turn down like the bed and just chill. Like Ramius will probably get pissed at me because he kind of wants to sleep in the middle. He don't want me there, and I'm like, motherfucker, it's my bed, and he like gives me a dirty ass look. I'm like, dude, you got to move. Yeah. You can't fast forward them. I recorded the game, but I just watch it on the broadcast is amazing. They just got the interception, and we all know what that's the beautiful part is we know what's going to happen. We know they're just going to go down there and score, and it's going to score. It just boom, boom, boom. I even forgot Davis caught a touchdown. I forgot he caught a touchdown. I'm like, shit, Gabe Davis scored a touchdown. I was just looking at the box score. I'm like, when did Gabe Davis score? And I was like, oh, is that right over the middle? Catch. Knox was money. Knox 5 for 89. 2 TDs. Damn, he had that much because Diggs was 3 for 60, but he caught that long one that really hurt them. They had a lot of explosive plays. A 39-yarder, 45-yarder, 22, 34, 19, 19. They had a 23-yard run, 16-yard run, 15-yard run. New England's longest play was the 43-yard catch and run by Kendrick Bourne, and then the 30-yard catch from Hunter Henry, which was on the first drive they got nothing out of. Their second longest was the 8, and just the only catch Aguilar had 18 yards, and then their longest run was 16 yards by McCorkle. Money to Knox. Catches it right in front of Jawan Bentley. Can't cover him with Jawan Bentley, my dude. That you're just playing with fire there. Like, you look at the first downs. This is a crazy stat. Like, New England had 20 first downs. It's just the Bills had 29 first downs. Passing first downs were even 13 to 13. But think about how the dynamism in passing. Good night, Jake. Have a good one, bro. Yeah, almost, Doug. Almost. Think about the different dynamic in passing game, though. Yeah, Diggs just fell on that shit. Think about just completely different. Look at this stat. Rushing first downs. Who would have ever thought this? 5 for New England. 14 for the Bills. 14. Third down efficiency. Get this. 6 for 7. They weren't even getting to third down, guys. At New England, they had to go on fourth down. They were 7 for 14 on fourth down. This is how good the Bills defense was. New England 7 for 14 on that's 50%. And they went for it 4 times on fourth down and got them all. They had 7 more, and it was mostly because of that last drive they had. They had 7 more plays than the Bills. Only 305 yards of total offense. Bills had 482. 8.9 per play. And the Bills had 3 give-up plays, kneel downs. Insane. I am going to talk so much fucking shit tomorrow. It's not even funny to some New England Patriot fans. I'm going to rub it in because I remember how they were over the years. They were pretty ruthless and unscrupulous with their shit. So I'm going to be the same. I only gave them crooked looks last time, like, you know what's up. And they're like, yeah, you got it. And then like, oh, we'll see you all again. And I'm like, okay, we got you. We got you. And we saw you again and we sent you home. Patted you on the head, kicked you in the ass, sent you up on out the house. Oh, that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice on Monday. I would suggest everybody listen to WEI on Monday. Good night, bro. Have a good one, Snarl. Sleep well, man. You're going to have some sweet dreams. Man, I'm going to have all kinds of babes in my dreams. They're going to be all kinds of like, I don't drink and I'm not a promiscuous person. So it'll just probably be me like happy about the Bills somewhere. Oh, there will. There's a couple in particular that I know they're fake Patriot fans. And that's the worst part about them, Doug, is they're the fake Patriot fans. They're the fly-by-nights. The kids that got on, younger cats under 30 got on while the getting was good. But I got their ticket punched. They're gonna when they see me, they're gonna hear me. Bills are driving. They're at the 41. Diggs, that's Davis. He's on the outside. Fucking Hightower's just like, don't hurt us too bad. Oh, that's the McKenzie. He went up and got that shit. Man, why would they put Miles Bryant on him? That's a wet dream, Steve. I'll have that one. That was a nice one. McKenzie went up, held on, and nice play. Loving that. Pow. First down. Judon's like, what do I got to do to get near this guy? Judon, Vanoy, Barmore's on the field. See that there's just one drop right there. One drop. One of the four incompletes to Diggs right there. It was, Trevor. 100% a wet dream. I'll finish out the last quarter with you guys and I'll jump off. How about that? Sound cool? McDermott was bundled up, man. He looks like an Eskimo. He got a bald head. He's got a big jacket. Damn, this guy played a lot. He was on the field a lot. Motor. Just nice little pitch and catch to Diggs. Make it third and manageable. The receivers are moving really well out there. The way the passing game and everything went, you would have thought it was like, it may as well have just been 40 degrees. It didn't affect them at all. It really didn't. The ball came out of Allen's hand fine. There was no slippage, no nothing. 3rd and 4. Where are they? They're at the 16-yard line. I don't know. Oh, Allen right up the gut. Easy. Oh yeah, McDermott's a stickler, man. He's the devil's in the details with that dude. He's all about it. But he's not too prideful to change, which is a good thing. Like, he became way more aggressive with the 3rd and 4th down calls, particularly when they're down in the plus area. And he's, been that way for like over a month off of the strength of last year. I think this actually ends up being a quick touchdown. Quick, boom, knocks. Oh, man, that was a beautiful, beautiful touchdown. They all go ham, too. That was such a late, right on Phillips, the guy Adrian Phillips, they just gave him a contract extension. Now this is a touchdown pass you see Travis Kelce catch. This is a touchdown pass you would see Gronk catch. This is a touchdown pass you see the better tight ends in the league get. Is sure-handed, in the red zone, physical, not, just no bobbling, just boom, boom, boom. My guy, big man wins. Your safety can't cover me. He's too small. He did definitely, Steve. He wants it. Look at Allen. Allen, that's the one thing I'll say. Like, Burrow's a cocky prick. You see him after the game with the sunglasses. You see him with the scar. He's a cocky little prick now. Don't get it twisted. I don't see, even with Herbert, I see a more, again, subdued, more chillax type of guy. Like, I don't see that fire. Not to say he doesn't have it, because this camera's not pointed at him the whole game. I just don't see that same, and still a great fucking talent, though. Yeah, he got burnt late, right over the top. He was right there, dude. I would have liked to see, you know what? Tommy Sweeney, Doyle Knox. It was just a cherry on top. Cherry on top. See, nah, he's better than that, Steve. Like, I would like to say, in terms of a fighter, like a guy who knows it and is good. For me, Allen is, in terms of toughness and talent, he's a Vander Holyfield. To me, he's a Vander Holyfield. He wasn't scared to go up against Tyson. He figured out how to beat him. He was in terms of size, he was a smaller heavyweight. So he's big fucking balls. The guy was a 205-pound heavyweight, came up from cruiserweight. Like, and beat the best and would toe to toe with the best. So for me, I would say he's like, he kind of reminds, if I was to have equate boxers, he was like him in terms of the toughness. And he's calm and chill, but he has that edge when he needs to have it. See, Connor's is crazy with it. He does it a lot, and I think it's a lot of fake bravado too. He wants to get himself amped up. He has to convince himself he's good. And he's never good against A-listers either. He does not beat A-listers. Anytime he fights them, he loses. 40 more seconds in the first quarter. How does their second drive end? I know they have to punt, which I was kind of shocked that they did. Yeah, no heart, all heart, no fear. Like I remember there was I believe it was the 9th or 10th round of the first Bo fight. And some of the shots that those guys threw connected and stood toe to toe. And Bo was way bigger than fucking Holyfield. Bo weighed 235, was a legit 6'5". Like, and that was a big heavyweight back then. Had an 80+ inch reach, pure boxing talent. Excellent 1-2 with power. And fucking Holyfield ate an inside uppercut from hell. Knocks most people off their fucking feet. He ate it, recovered, took some shots while doing so, and then gave it back to him, Bo, at the end of the round with some hellacious hooks. And not many men in the world could do that. They could stand that type of beating and then survive it and then reciprocate it. That takes a lot, man. That takes a lot. 40 seconds left. Oh, Lawrence Guy, you got a tattoo on your neck, man. Oh, you went and fell for that one of those. You know, there's a lot of these guys, though, they do this stuff. A lot of times I hope it's genuine. You know, I hope it's not just for like camera and taxes. I hope it's like a true, genuine thing. Little handoff. It's a good play on first. I mean, 5 yards on first down. I think that ends. Yeah, they pretty much end the quarter here. They pretty much just end the quarter. They run the ball. They try to like get the Bills to do something, and they just kind of like end the quarter. I remember this play. It was the best. Those were the last true great heavyweight fights, Steve. Like that last fight between Fury and the what's his name? Fuck, his name escapes me right now. Damn it. Deontay Wilder. That was just a slog fest. They were dead by the third round, and they were just throwing haymakers at each other. They were just completely, their conditioning was shit. The technique was completely gone. It was just a rock'em sock'em robot fest of who can connect. And that's why you saw so many knockdowns and so many like just taking breaks on the ropes and hugging and no skill. You know, because the paydays are so big, and you know, guys don't have commitment to want to work hard anymore. They don't do the road work. There was a track over here, and it is over here now, but it used to be dirt. It wasn't paved. And I can't tell you back in the day how many fucking laps Arturo Gatti would run at that fucking track when he was a kid. That motherfucker would run like 12 miles with the sauna suit. Like, because he had to make 135, and he partied like a fucking animal. Like, he would walk around at like 160, but when he had to fight, he would fight originally at 135, 140, and he would have to sweat off all that weight. Like when he fought like Ivan Rodriguez and the other cat that knocked him down. Ivan Rodriguez gave him a hell of a couple of fights too, but to make 135, I mean, motherfucker would sweat off like 20 pounds in a week. I was like, dude, you're going to kill yourself doing that shit. But he did it. The motherfucker did it. I don't know. Some people are wired that way, man. Way too much weight, looks soft, slow, sluggish, no snap on his punches. Yeah, just he was much better when he weighed like 215, 220, and he could throw with some throw with a little technique and a little bit more movement, a little more bounce in his step. He was heavy, flat-footed. Yeah, it was definitely not. I mean, the big money ticket now in boxing, if you're watching it, was Canelo. He's the guy who brings all this, the technique, the boxer, the puncher, he's the total package now in boxing. For me, he is. But yeah, this game is just to watch back. It's amazing to watch back how crisp they were, how tech. I would almost venture to say they've had harder practices. Like, if you believe it or not, like, I think they might have had harder practices because the way they played this game, it was just so chill and so calm. There was no stress. There was nothing looked forced. It all just looked effortless. Like, it wasn't a question of anything the Patriots could do to stop it. It's like the only thing that could have stopped the Bills this night was the Bills. That's the way it looked. Look at fucking Gilliam is all the way out wide left. Does he come back in? Yeah, he's going to come back in. Oh, that was right off of another incomplete. So there's only 2 more incompletes for the rest of the game. That one was right off of Davis's hands. That was a nice stiff arm. This touchdown to Diggs, that's insane. That one, the Jets touchdown, 2nd and 10, inside handoff to Singletary. Singletary gets like 9 yards. Watch Belichick's face after this play. He was pissed. He was so pissed. He's like, motherfucker. You see him cursing underneath that shit. He's like, motherfucker. They're down 14-0. It's like, these motherfuckers go down and score. This game is probably over. He knows that this drive is the game right here. He's like, okay, 14-0. We have a chance to come back. If we go down by 20, we're done. So he knew that this drive was the game because the Bills couldn't have scored again. Patriots wouldn't have won. The final score would have been 27. Heavy formation. Singletary gets it. 3 yards, first down. Singletary is just running with such fucking decisiveness. Yeah, Gilliam has played a lot on offense in just different roles. Motion. He's just doing a lot of different stuff. They're just using him as a little Swiss Army knife, and Gilliam's a guy, undrafted free agent out of Toledo. There he is again. He's offset eye, strong side. Sanders. Nice little 5-yard play right here. This is the money to me. This is the money throw to me. This is a 6-yard play on first down, and you're 2nd and 4. And that's just if you're in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3 with Allen at quarterback, you're gonna win that series. That series is a win for me. And they get the flag for the face mask. This is the face mask. I was wondering why when I first watched it. I was sure there's a lot of why is Motor so hot? I didn't see the face mask. It was very, very quick. Oh, it wasn't a face mask. He knocked the shit out of Knox. He just knocked him down. Wow. I thought it was the face mask. I know there's a face mask here at some point. I saw that. See, I was like, oh shit. There's a face mask though. There's definitely a face mask coming. I don't know if it's already happened or it's going to happen. But Belichick knows that this drive, no, it hasn't happened yet. Only 2 penalties for 10 yards. He knows they need this. They need to stop on this drive, and they don't get it. Oh, the concentration by Davis, the contortion. That was a way tougher catch than given credit for. Allen to stand tall in this slide. moving target, that's a tough catch. You'll see it, Doug. You'll see it. It's gonna come. Because I don't know if it's on this drive, but it's on one of the drives. See, Allen's already 11 for 4. He doesn't have another incompletion for the rest of the game. He doesn't have another incompletion for the rest of the game, guys. He's 11 for 15. That's it for incompletions. See that broken sack, Barmore? That's a 320-pound dude he just broke a sack on. I got to write this down. That's a note I have to take. I have a stupid pad I keep a bunch of notes on, but I have to write that down. Ah, shit. Wrong side of the fucking pen. Second mark. Second quarter. Yeah, they're 2nd and 2. They're already at the New England 34. Motor gets stopped short, but there's the face mask. There's the face mask. I knew it was coming. I wasn't stupid. I remembered there was a face mask. It was very, very quick, too. I was like, what the hell? Where's the flag? It was very, very quick. See, for me, in my mind, I try to when the Bills are driving, I do little things. I'm like, my first is get the first down, get one first down. I'm like, okay, get one first down accomplished. And then for me, the next one is flip the field. The second they get to their own 45, 50, I'm like, okay, you flip the field. And then my next thing is the next one is, okay, field goal range, automatic 3 points. I think Bass most of the time is money. So I'm like, you're in that, and he's got some pretty good range. And then once they get obviously inside the 20, I'm thinking touchdown. So I have little segments that I do. That's the way I do it. They're already inside the 20. So right now I'm like, you're already got a field goal on the board. You've already got a field goal on the board. The Patriots have to take a timeout. That shows you right there. That tells us Belichick was hyper stressed. They're down by 14. Bills are driving. They just took 2 penalties on this drive. His defense doesn't look like it stopped a nosebleed. He takes a decompression timeout to try to be like, I think he lets his team know, it's like, guys, this is the game. We have to stop them. We have to stop them now, because if we don't hold them to 3 minutes, we're done. Or turn them over, we're done. So at this point, he's just like, hold them to 3, turn them over. Don't let them get in the end zone. Because that was a 2nd and 10, the 9-yard Singletary run. He was, trust me, if you could get in his head, he was he knew they were going to lose the game on this. And just think about it. This is 10 minutes to go at 9 minutes and change in the second quarter. You already know you're going to take the L. Damn, they were on tonight. They were on tonight. This is the second time in a row, no punts against a Belichick coach team. That says a lot. That says a lot, man. My charger, my phone was living on a charger for a little while. I don't know why. They ran out hard. They were ready to roll. I was a little disappointed in the Raiders though today. I thought they would have played better. Settling for field goals is never good. I think that coach is probably going to get the axe though. Yeah, it did. It looked similar, didn't it, Doug? It did look similar. And when I saw Sanders catch it, I'm like, wow, that was. I want to go back and see if he did a little stutter double move. Josh skipped a lot on your steps tonight, especially on the. Yeah, dude, if they can get for me, those are just bonuses. I'm just talking about in if you can get what in football is like explosives, 20+ yard play. If you get an explosive on a drive, that's huge because that's a quarter of the field, a little under a quarter of the field. 20+ yards is an explosive play. So if you're getting 20-yard, 25, 30-yard chunks, that's gold. You've got that, and then some. You start a drive at the 30, you get a 25-yard play. It's like boom, there's two right off the rip. You've got. He probably did. McCorkle looks like a Russian soldier, like guarding the Siberian border. Singletary. Even this run here, right? He's picking, he's patient, and then he just says, you know what? There's not much here. Fuck it. And he just goes. Gets 4 yards. Just, it just looks like a play that doesn't have much. And then he just decides to put his foot in the ground and go. He gets 4 yards on something that didn't look like it had much. Now they're at the 13, 2nd and 6. There's a baby Belichick, nepotism baby. Singletary, he's going to get a nice run here. First down. They're first and goal at the 3 at this point. New England's defense is reeling. They're just up against it. And you could tell their hands on their hips. They don't have answers. They don't know if Allen's keeping the ball. Duggar just stood in place to wait to see if Allen ran out of there. He's going to try to chase him down with a fucking club. Easily. All at the hands of the Bills, Trevor. Good one. I like that. I know he gets stopped at like the 1.5 yard line. What a magical night, man. What a great night for the people that were there too. Wow. To have been at this game. They had a practice squad guy that they had brought up. They bring in smaller people here, which is kind of funny. They get everybody thinking small, and then they hand it inside to Singletary, and he scores right now. He just finds that little crease and gets it in, just right in between the that B gap. And fucking Spencer Brown takes the ball and runs like a kid to spike it. I was so pissed when they took such a long review on this. I'm like, don't tell me they're going to try to put him third and like at the 1-inch line. He fell into the end zone. It was clear as day he was going to score. And that was a 10-play, 81, 6-minute. Like, Belichick knew that the damn game was over there. Yeah, that pissed me off, bro. Just like last year, AFC Championship game against KC, he missed the extra point. And it's 1 point, but that 1 point to me, it just pisses me off because then you get a crooked score, and then it's just like, motherfucker. Like, it just looks 21-0 looks so much better than 20-0. Just like 28-3 looks way better than 27-3. Yeah, I saw him knock Brady on his ass. I remember that. So you were right there. Shit, that would have been a great game to be at. That was the lawyer. I call that, what game? I call that the Lawyer Malloy game because remember the week prior they released Lawyer Malloy, and there was rumors that some Patriot people were upset, and that's when Belichick got the whole ruthless mantra. He'll make rash decisions and all this type of stuff. Oh, I did, man. I wanted that shit. I wanted because it's just to me, that's what they do. How many times, like the Kevin Everett game, multitude of other games, they ran that score up, dude. They knew damn well the Bills had no shot. JP Lossman, pick your bad quarterback. I mean, what, Thad Lewis, Kyle Orton, Trent Edwards. No, man, I wanted that shit. Wanted it really bad because that's what they do. That they don't hold nothing back. You don't hold nothing back at all. I try to think about some of those older players. I don't think there's many of them that would fit these Bills teams in terms of like identity and toughness. I just think of a handful that probably went other places and won games. Guys that really didn't want to be a part of what was going on because they knew shit was not good. I think about a guy like Jabari Greer would have been a guy like McDermott loved. He obviously, like, just go back to some of those teams. Maybe Aaron Schobel. We all know Kyle Williams, definitely. He would have liked Terrence McGee. I think he would have definitely liked Terrence McGee, especially for his kick returning ability. He was a great kick returner, Pro Bowl kick returner, as you guys remember. I think he would have liked Lee Evans. Lee Evans never said boo to nobody. He was a good deep threat. Imagine Lee Evans with Allen. Holy shit. That'd have been a fucking air show because that fucking guy could run. Marcel definitely wouldn't. Mario Williams definitely wouldn't. We all know Eric Wood like a glove. I don't want to go back that far, Steve. More of the drought teams. More of the drought teams. The drought teams, not the teams that actually, did a little bit of winning, made it to the playoffs. Fred Jackson, definitely. Guys that we pretty much know. Like we know. I don't think he would have minded Stevie Johnson. I don't think he would have minded Stevie at all. Stevie had a good personality, was a team guy. I know he had his drops and shit, but I don't think Paul, nah. Paul maybe a little bit, but Paul wasn't an athlete. He was more of a downhill linebacker. He wouldn't have fit his scheme. But in terms of personality, yeah, Paul Posluszny, in terms of personality and team, yeah, I think he would have been okay with him. I just try to think of some of those guys. George Wilson, definitely George Wilson. He would have liked George Wilson. George Wilson was a really good athlete, and he was an undrafted free agent who switched positions, small school guy. Yeah, he would have liked George Wilson. Number 37. Remember, he came to the Bills a wide receiver, too. He switched positions. They have no respect for him to stretch the field at all. None. They have zero respect that he'll stretch the field. The safeties they're just doing all kinds of crazy shit. He doesn't know which one's the strong, which one's the free. At this point, it's 28 plays to 13. That's why the game is won and lost here. I mean, 210 yards to 71, almost 10 minutes time differential. Their defense was shot. Aaron Schobel's a possibility. Chris Kelsay maybe in his younger days, but definitely not when he was older. It was just more of a stopgap player. I think on this drive there's definitely a ticky-tack Levi Wallace pass interference about to come out. Very ticky-tack. I'm glad he got an interception on McCorkle. I was very happy about that. Micah Hyde has 3 interceptions on McCorkle in the last 2 games. They've played 3. That's a pretty good percentage. Yeah, he's gonna get stupid ass. Yeah, it was weak. He's going there too. Like he's definitely going there. I thought the pass was uncatchable. It was just thrown like it was an uncatchable pass. Like I didn't think it was Terrence McGee, Steve. Somebody already put him in. It was Terrence McGee. Definitely Leotis McKelvin. He had no instincts. Good kick returner, just bad instincts. Well, not so good against New England. Remember the fumble? That was beautiful. Not so much. See, just things like that. Bills found ways to lose against this team for too long. I'm trying to think of some other players. Shit, he was there. He was in Philadelphia with Jason Peters. McDermott was in Philadelphia with Peters for like 3 years. Guy Andy Levitri would have been another guy. Would have been fine with. They really played the run well tonight. They really did. I don't know. I have no idea, Andrew. The size, maybe? The size? Fucking let's go, baby. Gonna eat this one up. Last 5 round to start a postseason game. Sanchez, Andrew Luck lost his first one. Robert Griffith finished tearing his ACL. Lamar Jackson sucked against the Chargers. I think Sanchez won. He was the only one out of that group who won. That's crazy. Oh, there's the Star sack. Holy shit. I couldn't believe it was Star. I thought it was Oliver. When I first watched the game, I was like, oh, Ed just fucking killed a dude. And it was fucking Star. Who does he eat up on this play? Shaq Mason. Oh, he fucking beautiful hands. Beautiful hands. Oh, Star's fucking hot. 3rd and 15. That sack is huge. Huge sack because it forces them. They score it, they get a field goal, but they have to take extra time. They delay of game, which is insane. Like they still got the first down with the delay game, 3rd and 20. Motherfucker. I didn't want them to score nothing tonight. I'm a greedy motherfucker. Like, nah, man, I didn't want them to score shit. Trust me, I was at no compunction. Yeah, Joe Flacco won. They just get a little cheap. I know I think Ramondre Stevenson catches like a little 8-yard dink here. Yep, little 8-yard dink. They just wanted to get within striking distance, and that play pissed me off too because I'm like they're gonna go for it on 4th down because they know this is the game for them in their mind, which they kind of have to. It's like, no, they actually kick. Oh shit, so I fucked up. I forgot they kicked here. Wow, I thought they got the field. Oh no, they got the field goal at the end of the half. What am I, retarded? Micah Hyde does a good job with this return also. Because it's out of, I think he gets it. Yeah, he goes out of bounds for an extra little like 3-4 yards on the run. Yeah, Wilson lost, ended up losing. No, I think they ended up losing in Atlanta. They won in Washington. But this guy was hurt. RG3 Cousins played a lot of that game. Nah, I didn't see. I saw somebody put a picture. But that guy loves the Bills, man. He loves Buffalo. Like that guy just loves the team. Like he just loves the experience of, it's like a lot of players. They love it. It's always a part of them. I was going fucking ape shit on fucking Twitter on Instagram tonight. On that star sack, the center went to his left and tried to help on the double team on Oliver. Yeah. No, I think it was Shaq Mason. It was Shaq Mason, Doug. Definitely it was Shaq Mason. I'm pretty number 69 was Shaq Mason, no? Yeah, he tripped right on the back of Dotson's legs. It was like, oh, and he knew it too. He's like, fuck, I just tripped on the back of his fucking legs. You know he wanted to take that shit. Yeah, his hands. He didn't let him get into his body. He just once he got his hands, he just moved them to the side like nothing and just played downhill fast as shit. That was the first touchdown of the second half. Beautiful shot play. I was like, who the fuck's he going to? Because when Allen, with Allen, when he's back there and he's looking, I'm like, after we've watching him for 4 years, I'm like, okay, he's looking to go. He's looking to put this shit up. Like, who the fuck is it? Who's he throwing it to? And it's like, oh, it's fucking. I didn't know it was Emmanuel Sanders, but that was big ups to him. It was like a 33-yard touchdown pass? Let me see. You go back to it's his longest catch, obviously, so it's going to be up here. It was a 34-yarder. He only had one other catch for 2 yards. 34-yard touchdown. Like all the big plays, like Gabe Davis 22-yard catch was a touchdown. Fucking Diggs had the long one. Knox had the long one. Should have been a score. Could have been a scoring play, but just watch the McKenzie. This is the drive starter. The drive starter for here is McKenzie. This changes everything. The next play after that, I think, is the shot to Diggs. But this one is a good 20 yards. Just opens up, changes the entire complexion of the drive. Changed the entire complexion of the drive there. Because once he outflanks my man here, up that sideline it's just easy money. You start a drive at like what, the 10? Now you're at the 30. Beautiful. Now you're on a regular drive. Pump. There's the Diggs. 2 chunks back to back. It's like, so you're at the 10. Now remember my steps. Now you're already almost in the red zone. So the field goal is almost like, okay, we got a field goal here. That's a money play too. Extended. That's a beautiful shot play. So you're inside the 20, almost in the red zone. 2 minutes and change. For me, I'm just like, bleed the clock. Don't let them get a chance for anything. He got to take a timeout here. Fuck. Allen was so pissed. He must have saw something he liked, but he's so pissed. Look at him. Oh, see? Like, for me, like, you see how he is with Diggs? Like, I don't see that same stuff going on with Herbert and his dudes. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't. Again, I sound like a broken record. I'm just saying I just don't see it. And that doesn't win or lose games, but ultimately I think you need that. You need that piss and vinegar from your dudes. Man, everybody's laughing at my fucking stories over here on Instagram, but I'll live with it because that's just me being real, My boy was out drinking and he was out watching the game at his bar that he goes to, and he's not even a Bills fan, but he's a Giants fan. He was rooting for the Bills because he hates the Patriots, but obviously we hate them more. But they got 2 Super Bowl wins on them. But he's done with like the whole Belichick tree thing after Judge and all that. So he was just like, I hope they get smashed. I hope they get destroyed for having that piece of shit coach our team. Fuck them. Fuck them. He was just done. So he wanted to see them get embarrassed. Well, they did. They got embarrassed. First team All-Pro. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams, Christian Wirfs, Joel Bitonio, Zach Martin, and Jason Kelsey. Aaron Rodgers is obviously the quarterback, and Jonathan Taylor. TJ Watt, obviously. You got Myles Garrett. I mean, Aaron Donald. Cam Hayward. Darius Leonard's a good player. Micah Parsons is an amazing rookie year. I can't believe Devontae Campbell got it. Wow. He's a sneaky one. God, I think Ramsey is so fucking overrated. I really do. I just think Jalen Ramsey's overrated. Yeah, he's a former left tackle for the Bills. Nice guy. He'll interact with you on Twitter and everything. Really nice dude. Lives in Arizona. Well, he's where he's from now. Super nice dude. Number 70. Guys like him, Ruben Brown, Jerry Ostrowski, Corbin Lasina, Dusty Ziegler. I know Ken Hull's passed away, but his son is on Twitter. Glenn Parker, John Davis is on Twitter. Will Wolford is on Twitter. A lot of former Bills. Yeah, he was good, bro. Really good athlete too. He caught a few of those thick 6 touchdowns, like what you saw Tommy Doyle do tonight. He did that a couple of times. Another Bills offensive lineman that was really known for that was Mitch Farrat. He wore number 59. He was a guard, but the other guy that was the big touchdown bone catcher before that was a tight end named Butch Roll, who's now a bodybuilder, believe it or not. He's like a 55-year-old bodybuilder, but does like competitions and shit. It was a 3-play touchdown drive. Holy shit. No, 4-play. Sorry. 4-play touchdown drive. I forgot how fast they scored. Bill knows, okay, we're fucked. Start making the vacation plans. I'll be on the plane back to Jupiter, Florida tonight. Now he won't be tonight, but probably like in 2 days he will be. J.C. Jackson just got beat to the edge. They look slow tonight. They looked old and slow. Pretty good. When they lost Howard Ballard, who went to Seattle and did nothing, by the way. Neither did Nate Odoms. Nate Odoms was a very, very good corner for the Bills. Ask anybody. Wore number 37. Went to Seattle. Ferguson was a Bills pro personnel director. Got the GM job. Went there, tore his ACL after first free agency. The first time we had free agency. They were in the second wave of it, the second year. Then he tried to rehab it, tore it again, and he was done. That was it. Howard Ballard got paid a bunch of money. Yeah, Gus was the quarterback. Mitch has Gus. Gus is a guy for running his head and hurting his neck and going out for the season. Never forget that shit. Took Keith Schuler's job, though, to the Colts, and then I think then he ended up with the Steelers, Doug. I know he played with the Steelers. It might have been to the Steelers, then the Colts, no? The way that worked out with him? Because I know Will Wolford, he played for both. I think it was the Steelers first, and then he ended up going to the Colts. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Nope, Steelers last. Steelers last. Then he went to Indy, probably because of Marsha Broda. He did. No, he did it with the Redskins. It was the Redskins. Good morning, dude. How do you feeling, Steve? Did you get to watch the game, or you woke up and you saw that they won? How could you have slept through that, dude? It's 4:30 a.m. here. I'm going. Bill Belichick looks like he wore a Maryland mask at the damn press conference and said one thing. Oh, thank God you watched it, dude. I was about to say, how could you not watch, man? Whew. What, did you get some sleep and just woke up to see? I have to look and see where Gus Frerotte did this, because I firmly believe he did it with the Redskins. He should be. He should be a Hall of Famer. He definitely should be a Hall of Famer. Jermani Dawson's a Hall of Famer. Why isn't Ken Hall a Hall of Famer? Jermani Dawson never played in a Super Bowl. Oh no, bullshit. He did. He did play in a Super Bowl. He played in one Super Bowl. Kent went to 4 with a Hall of Fame quarterback, a Hall of Fame running back, and for a Hall of Fame I'm like, I don't know how that dude's not a Hall of Famer. How is Steve Tasker not a Hall of Famer? That's insane. Like when coaches and shit want to talk about special teams importance, I'm like, look, if you're not going to vote the best coverage dude that I've ever seen play that changed, like would make plays on special teams, block kicks, huge tackles, fucking that guy played with such an edge and such a great athlete. Like people don't realize what a great athlete Steve was. Like he could like reverse dunk a basketball with 2 hands. For a guy that was 5'9", that's fucking good, man. If you got hops like that at 5'9", that's an athletic dude. It's a shame that he didn't get in, Doug, because he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. You enjoy it, dude. You enjoy it, man. I'll finish. Okay, I won't lie. I'll finish the third quarter with you guys, unless they start the second quarter right away. If this is they won't do a halftime. They'll just gotta go. That's a beautiful deep ball. I forgot how nice that was. But I know they get the stupid field goal after this. They have to they'll give up that nickel and dime shit. They'll give up that nickel and dime shit. I wish Steve would have done the mic drop tonight. That would have been nice. Yeah, shame that he's passed, man. It's just shame. It's like you see a lot of your boyhood heroes pass. It's a shame. Remember Monty Brown, former Bills linebacker, turned into like a pro wrestler. Rocked up dude. And you see some guys like Gabe Northern, who's just like obese now. Like he's just really, really fat. Like Marlo Perry, who was like a nickel linebacker for the Bills. Really, really fat. Just like gained a shit ton of weight, out of shape. Bruce still looks like he's in really good shape. Bills tackled very well tonight. They did not like. They had one play to Aguilar where he squeaked out of there and got a lot of extra yak. But outside of that, you really can't say much. You really can't say much negative about the team. He has to do like with the veterans. They have to get that guy in the Hall of Fame. That was such a nickel and dime third down. That shit pissed me off because it was 3rd and 3. Bills were caught in between, and Milano just shot in like a bat out of hell. And I'm like, dude, they're just gonna dump it to Ramondre Stevens. Like it was such a cheap first down. Oh, God, poor Aaron Maben. You know what? At least he got 6 sacks for the Jets, right? And I know he didn't like football, and he even told them that he didn't like football. Like he told the Bills that he didn't like football. And the reason he was drafted was he was the last guy that I believe that Ralph Wilson's daughter, who was a scout for the Bills. For those of you who don't know, he had a daughter who was a scout for the Bills. And I think that was and she died of cancer. And that was the last guy she did like a report on, a scouting report. And they were like, you're drafting him. They needed the pass rusher, sort of, kind of, but he was just not a good player, obviously. And he had a kid who passed away. The girl like had the baby, and it was just a big story. Yeah, he paints, he does art and stuff like that outside of Baltimore, where he's from. He does that. I mean, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like he's a decent dude. I don't want to. No, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I got to copy the open link in new tab. Okay, that's learn that trick. Something went wrong. Shit. Can I copy it? Yeah, I can copy it. All right, cool. You put a link in the room, Doug. I'm going to see what it is. Okay. It is with the Redskins. I knew it was with the Redskins. Because I could always remember the Redskin logo, and I think it was a night game. It was a televised game, and I'll never forget it. And it was just like, and then he ended up on IR because of it, and it was just like, what an idiot! Like, I can't believe he did that. You see like guys like Dion now coaching and that Jackson State. It's crazy. Like he's getting big time recruits to go there too because of Dion. It's his name, it's his brand. I can't remember watching the Bills Pats game this relaxed. Normally I get high heart rate, have to do a lot. Well, I do that before the game. I do that before every Bills game, so it's not new for me. Ah, that little prick. He just squeaked out of there for like 3 yards, 2 yards. Still took a lot of time though too. Like him running for 2 yards takes like a good 10 seconds. Oh, the stupid fake spike. That's the play. That's the sack. It wasn't the star sack. It was the Jerry Hughes sack. They get the fourth down conversion on this. Like they get it, but it's not like it they have to waste a timeout. Totally loses the time. That totally killed their chance to even try to think about a touchdown. Totally killed their chances. Leftwich David Garrard, remember him? He's in New Jersey. David Garrard. He actually took the Jaguars. They were the Jaguars that went to the AFC Championship game for the undefeated Pats in 07. He was the quarterback, David Garrard. He wore number 9. He looked like a fullback playing quarterback. Really big, thick dude. 3rd and 13. And I know they get like half of it back. They get like 8 yards off of this. Right to fucking right to that's all they wanted to because they knew they were going to go for it on 4th down to Jacoby Myers. What's up with them with their fucking law firm shit? Like Jacoby Myers, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. They always get these dudes with these weird names. Look at it's the genius. It's a genius. I don't want to ever hear that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are in the same level of quarterback. They're not. They're completely fucking different. Josh Allen is a way better thrower. I mean, they're not even in the same stratosphere. This is a big play too. I think it's like they get like 15, 20 yards off this. It is to Jacoby Myers. Throws it to his outside shoulder. It's a good throw. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really, really good throw. He throws it now too. Such an anticipation. He had to. But even then, they have to just spike it and take the field goal. They have no chance, no timeouts. Because remember, they took that frustration, they took that decompression timeout on defense. No chance to take a shot at the end zone here. They lost. Yeah, they were at the 25-yard line. No, he got tackled like 26. Okay. He looks like he does, man. He does, Steve. You're right. I was kind of wondering. He does look a little familiar. We might see the last game of his career tomorrow, or we could see maybe he ends up in Buffalo the week after. Who knows? When McCorkle tried that, I said, "Oh, does he think he is damn?" Yeah. Oh my God. Who caught that? Was it Mark Ingram or Irving Fryer caught that touchdown? I want to say it was Mark Ingram because he wore number 82. Don't ask me how I remember this stuff. It just these pictures, and I can even remember where I watched the fake spike. I was in Madeira Beach, Florida, at my aunt Donna's friend's house, Barbara, and I watched that play there. I will never forget it. It was Ingram. I knew it was Ingram. Fryer wore number 80. I was like, I want to say it was an 82, and that was a good game. If you go back and watch that game, the Jets totally gave that game away. They were in control of that game. They really choked that game away. Boomer Esiason played like one of his better games, and he threw like a bad pick at the end. It was really one of their. I can't believe they left an extra second. They should have just ran it off. Instead, they made him line it up and kick. I'm like, yeah, I got that big 3 points before the half. They know they're done. They know like we're down 24 points, and yeah, this is not fun here. We're fucked. we're fucked. I want to see if they just jump right into the second quarter, the second half, or there's no way they do a halftime. They're that. I don't watch games on NFL Network, guys. Would they play Pittsburgh? Okay, so then the Bills would play. They would play the Bengals. They would play the Bengals. But you know what? I'll play whoever. You know. I do. You know. Nothing wrong with dreams, bro. Nothing wrong with dreams, Steve. That's what dreams are for, man. Sometimes they come true. Largest halftime deficit in team postseason history. Yeah, so I don't want to say like the golf and talent is Allen and Jones. That's the only golf. Like you just watch the talent at perimeter, the talent, even on the offensive line. The Bills have more, I think, better young talents, better just talent. You know, you could maybe argue some of the defense. I mean, Oliver, Barmore. I mean, who's better? I mean, Oliver's been great. Barmore's a rookie who's banged up, but in terms of their edge players, Judon had a great start to the season, but he's older. He got injured. The other guys are older and probably done. I mean, to me, it's if Trey White's healthy and playing, I mean, it's not even close. To me, it's not even close. I would have swore they had fans in the games, man. He practices them hard, Steve. He practices them really, really hard. He drives those guys like they play. That's why you see them have the starts that they do. Generally they start pretty hot. But with these, the Patriot teams that don't have Brady, he's not there to soften the blow and pick up the pieces when things like this happen or like have to go toe to toe with another quarterback. For years we would see Brady be the quarterback that would jump up on teams, and then the Patriots can kind of just play chill, and they didn't have to worry about anything. And when you can play downhill, you just play so free and fresh, and you got to lead. They're stressed. They have to stop you. They have to react to you. I thought the booth was really, really good tonight. I don't know why I thought Tiki Barber was in the booth. I was like, is that Tiki? It doesn't sound like Tiki. But it was Charles Davis because I know Tiki has the radio show here now with Brandon Tierney. So I'm like, it can't be Tiki. But the last guy I told you guys was Harlan. He was terrible. Did you hear that? It was hilarious. Like, give credit to Bill Belichick. It was like after the game, the whole CBS panel, they were talking. It was Cower, Sims, Boomer. I forget the other guy. Is it Brown? James Brown? And they're talking and they're fucking and it's just like, yeah, let's give credit to Bill Belichick, for what he did with a rookie. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Can we just go one segment without giving credit to Bill Belichick? Jesus Christ. Okay, so they start the second half. They they covered these kicks extremely well tonight. This is one of the, like, right here, like, Olshansky getting to the 24 is a good, they covered kicks very, very well. Yeah, seriously, Doug was like, we got to go. Like, why? They got fucking waxed. Like, why don't we talk about the winner? Boomer. I saw Boomer. Boomer's like, yeah, Josh Allen was really good. I know Ralph. Let me see this fucking tweet. I know they got to like the plus side of the field, little cheap inside handoff for like 2 yards. They really tackled well tonight. See, a lot of the beat writers for other teams, they kind of like they almost go on vacation with their team. They'll incrementally tweet, but they don't really watch the league. They just kind of stay in their own little box. I know Harris was not right because he hurt his hamstring a little bit last week, and I fucking hated that screen because I knew it was coming. I'm like, that's the whole goal is just like dink and dunk. I know they get a nice pass play coming up next too. They get another like a small chunk play after this. It's like a good 15 yards. Him knocking him on his ass. Watch McCorkle's face. Watch McCorkle's face after Milano knocks him on his ass. He's like, you saw that? He was like, yeah, he didn't want to plant and drive. Yeah, this is a good run. It's the very next play. It's literally watch Harris. He's not right. Ever since he hurt his hamstring against the Bills the first time, I know he had a good second game, but then he re-aggravated it again in Miami because they went from playing Jacksonville in like 30-degree temperatures or 40-degree temperatures. Then they went down to Miami and it was probably like 80 and humid. And then they come up to Buffalo. That's a big variance on the body in terms of temperature change. The interceptions right now. Oh man, and Milano was driving on that ball. Like he was literally driving on that ball, and Hunter Henry just let Milano cross his face, and he caught and literally Milano jumping that route caused the interception. Watch him cross his face. He's already there. Ball tipped in the air, and Levi Wallace. This is beautiful, beautiful interception. So Milano jumping that route was like he was on that shit. And that's the thing with Jones is that's where he has to live. I mean, he'll take the shot, but he has to live in that 5 to 15-yard range. That's where he's living. He's not driving the ball. I mean, he can make some nice throws here and there, but he has to throw with anticipation. He has to throw with touch. You know, he's not going to throw through people or over people much. But he had a good rookie season, I'm not going to lie. Like I think Davis Mills, given all the shit he had to deal with personally, maybe this sounds, I think, and I know the Bills waxed Davis Mills, but just watching the league and stuff and just seeing all the shit that's going down in Houston. I mean, David Culley getting fired is fucking, I don't think, he was a good head coach, but to just fire him after 1 year. And I thought the kid played well under him. I thought he was getting a lot out of that team for having nothing. And, to shit can the guy and then I think, in my opinion, he was the best rookie quarterback. So it's just kind of a hard, bro, if there were no end zones, the Bills would have never given them the ball. No, they would not get the ball back. That was just not happening tonight. But then, if you want to go to, let's say, Mac Jones definitely was the next best one. I don't want to say who's third. I mean, take your pick between Trevor Lawrence or, Zach Wilson. Like who would have been better? I just want to see the Emmanuel Sanders touchdown, and then I'm going to pounce off of here, guys. Limited time only oh, Jesus Christ. Copperfit does these now too. They don't do the elbow sleeves for Brett Favre anymore and the knee sleeves. Why are they playing commercials on the NFL Network? Didn't they make enough money tonight? I wonder how much they got for that. The primetime game. They know the whole country's watching. That's the thing about when the Bills have these games. They're not like Sunday 1:00 games where we are watching, right? And like a lot of the national heads and stuff don't pay attention to the Bills because you just listen to them talk and you can tell they don't watch the team. It's just like with this game against the Patriots, all eyes are on the fucking game, and it's just like, we know, you know what I mean? The whole, like, dude, their defense played the Colts the way they played the Bills. Like, if you go watch that game, it's like the turnovers and the way they played with a lot of juice, a lot of edge. And the Colts, I mean, that's a team that waxed the Bills. The Bills just shit that game away, had no shot. And Hunter Henry doesn't look like he wants to be out there. He just does not look like he wants to be out there. I believe it's 2 plays and a touchdown. Not me at all, Steven. I know Motor has a little quick run here. Okay, so they have to run another play after this. I think it's because it happens quick. Such a nice touchdown. Such a nice touchdown. You mind if I turn up the sound, guys? I'll just turn it up lightly. There's Gilliam on the field again. He's almost like offset. He's like, it's a Gilliam. Just nice little, what is it? Little 5-yard catch. Oh yeah, Trevor, seriously. And again, he had no catches. No, I think he has had one catch. Remember that one crazy catch he had in the first game where like he had to spun around and contort himself? That was it. Just another quick. See, look at that. Beautiful. A short run for like 2 yards, a 5-yard pass to Gilliam, like a check down to Singletary for a catch and run of what, 8? Beautiful. Just leaks out. Allen looks all right. He had my man in the hole though. He could have hit him, but just take that surefire first down. It might have been McKenzie, but still can't go bro taking a profit. So they got to run at least another play or two. Singletary again for another 6. Let me see if Singletary if Sanders is lined up on the outside left, farthest away from the field, then they'll get it. Then this will be the touchdown drive, and then it's going to be a touchdown drive. All their drives were touchdowns, but this will be his touchdown. I want to see who's covering him. Oh, McKenzie, quick little hitter, first down. Oh wow, this isn't the No, Motor scores on this. That's right. Motor scores on this. No, did he already score his 2? He already did. So this has to be who scores. I'm trying to think. Was it Davis? Is this a Davis touchdown drive? I think no. This is the Davis touchdown drive. This is the Davis touchdown drive. Yeah, so this is the Davis touchdown drive. Oh, that's right. This is it. They take the 10-yard penalty. You're right. They're going to take the penalty. I forgot about this penalty. They take this penalty against Knox. Next play is going to be the touchdown. It's this one. The ball was in the air when he threw it. Yep, here it comes. I can't see who's on him though. It's JC Jackson. Is it JC Jackson or is it Williams? No, it's Williams. Yep. I would love to have seen the Patriot fans. Just runs right past them. He does a little bit of a move, but he just runs right past them. Oh, he's bad. He just let him run right past him. Oof. And Jalen Mills is not a great player. He's okay, but he's not great. And if that was killing them not to have him on that just is an indictment. God, that pisses me off that he missed that. The weather must have bothered him, or the football must have been like the kicking balls must have not been good for him today. It has to be. Like something happened with the kicking, like because there's kicking balls and there's two different balls. There's kicking balls and something was off there. So he's got to change that up or figure that out with because the kicking balls were like this game for him in particular were not good. So he's got to change whatever. But guys, I'm gonna jump off here 3 hours 30 minutes and change. Love you all. Wow, beautiful win, beautiful fucking win. I mean, we couldn't have wrote a better script. Um, just what a gift, what a beautiful gift for the new year. What a great playoff win, just winning in the playoffs, getting to the playoffs, winning big in the playoffs. It's just, seeing the quarterback that was drafted by this team to go out and just play like that, to just put another place in the Bills record books in front of Kelly, the first 5 touchdown pass game in Bills history in a playoffs, just his first 5 time. I mean, just what more can you say, man? It was just beautiful all across the board. What are you gonna have, Steve? You can't leave us hanging. What's for breakfast? It better not be some plain shit either. No fucking frosted flakes, nothing bad like that. Yeah, man. It's just gonna be like you said, Fly Baby. You're just gonna sit back and just enjoy these games as just conscientious observers, fun, free flowing football. Just like we know this team. We know our team handled their business and in big fashion too. Like when I go to the gym tomorrow, yeah, Steve, you could say that. You could say that. Just like we all are. My God. Wow. Wow. I mean, any of the quarterbacks, dude. Like Mayfield, Darnold. Like which one? I mean, come on. It's not even. Cheers, guys. Have a great one. Go Bills. Love you all. Thanks for all the guys. 21 likes. I really appreciate it. Still 12 people watching. That's, more than I could ever imagine. One's, always great. Just anybody want to listen to me? Shit, that's a win for me. But go Bills, guys. Love you all. Enjoy tomorrow. Enjoy Monday. Enjoy your week. It's a nice one. We're gonna savor this one. Wednesday. Victory. We get a nice. We don't get 72 hours. What do we get? We get 90 hours to enjoy this one. We get Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. No, well, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then start thinking about next week. Probably, maybe. No, they picked up his option, Doug. They picked up his option, so he's there. Oh, I appreciate it, Snarl. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. That just, I don't solicit for likes or subscribes, but if you like and subscribe, fuck, that's an honor, man. Thank you. That's okay. Thank God. Thank God, Steve. That's solid. You know, it's a man's breakfast, not some little kid shit. Go Bills. Love y'all. Big win, baby. That was just sending their ass right back to fucking New England with a big fat L, and their fans just going, what happened? Go back to the. Oh, can't stand that accent. Love y'all. Go Bills. Damn, Ramius.